Alright, hello, how's everyone doing? Nice to have some people in early on today. Hopefully everything's working, hopefully everything's doing what it should be doing. If there is any problems, please let me know as early as possible. How you doing, Joe? Nice to see you as always, Chief. You're always one of the early ones. We always love to see that. How you doing, man? About keeping axles, well, look, there's a... I'm just making sure everything's uploading, working, nothing's broken or weird sounding first before I just do anything else. Hopefully it doesn't sound awful. It better be on the right microphone at least. But yeah, big game today, of course. After the shit that happened last week, of course, like the sun always decides to come out right as soon as I go live. But yeah, massive game for us. Massive game for us. I'm just going to bring up all the things that I need to bring up. It's always fun when your PC slows down right after you go live. It's working perfectly about 3.5 minutes ago, but there we go. Right, that's actually, everyone should be fine and going. Right, there we go. It should be displaying the right fucking thing now, but there we go. We got the Celtic lineups. Now, I think the big thing that a lot of people will be pointing out in this game, my apologies, sorry, is the fact that we've got Johnstone back now. This is going to be a big thing for us because I'm not sure what level of fitness the dude's at. In all blunt fairness, you know what I mean? It was like when Carter Vickers came back, and for those that don't know, Carter Vickers is now injured for a foreseeable 2-month period. Meaning that 3 centre-backs are gone and they're basically done and injured before the season's even really fucking started. So whatever training regiment we've got them under, we probably need to fix that as quick as possible. But again, St Johnstone, they'll want to come into this, put a little bit of credit on. Keyboards fixed. I don't need to apologise for that at all, Joe, mate. But we'll start with St Johnstone's lineup first. It makes the most sense, but they've not gone with a 5 at the back, which is always nice to see in all fairness, but they've got Mylov, Considine, Robinson, McClelland and Olafunwa, Phillips, Smith, Carey, Turner-Cook and Costello as well, and Jeff Cott, who's not a boy I've seen for St Johnstone before, at least not to memory. He might have came on as a sub in a previous game, but I'm pretty sure the dude's a new signing. But our lineup, which is a different lineup, but a lineup that I think a lot of people will probably be more comfortable with, at least in a back line sense, is we've got Scales and Lagerberg as our centre-back pairing. That realistically is fine for me, considering the fact that obviously we've got Welsh, Carter Vickers and obviously Nowitzki out injured as well, so it makes sense to give Scales a start in a game like this, and Lagerberg was pretty good. I mean, he wasn't great against Kilmarnock, but he had a very decent outright first performance, so I'm okay with him starting there. Obviously, Taylor and Johnstone as well. The big thing for us is Johnstone. I just want to see him have a good game. I don't want to see him run himself into the ground like we know the dude can, because I would like to have him as fit for as long as possible, because realistically the longer that we can keep our backline, at least the ones that we have right now, fit, the less damage that we need to kind of do in the transfer market from now to the end of the window. But yeah, we've got Johnstone starting, we've got Lagerbielke, Scales and obviously Taylor, who needs a big performance after the let's just say shithousery performance against Kilmarnock. But our midfield 3 are the usual suspects, with obviously Hatate being injured as well, and he's in contract talks as well as Abada, which is why he's on the bench. I'll get to that when I get to that. But Turnbull, O'Reilly and McGregor. Now, McGregor isn't starting as a central thing according to Google. I would go against that. McGregor always plays centrally in there, and I'd imagine Turnbull would be out left, O'Reilly would be out right. That would kind of be my guess. And then the front 3 is just your straightforward Maeda, Furuhashi, but Yang comes in instead of Abada. Now, I did say that this would have made more sense to do in the Kilmarnock game, but I don't mind seeing this now, and I imagine, again, Google might have fucked it and it's a case of switch them over. I think Maeda would probably be on the left, and Yang would be, yeah, I'd say Yang would be on the right. I would be very comfortable in saying that, to be honest with you. But we've got our usual, superstar up front, Furuhashi, no problems or complaints with that. I'm just hoping to see a wee bit more for him today, just a bit more for the whole team in general. The performance last week, I don't need to really go into detail about it, was quite lacklustre. Now, before we even do anything else, there was a result that happened earlier on. For those that didn't see, Rangers managed to get the result against Ross County, and comfortably so. There was no bullshit or quarrels in the game. Rangers just genuinely outplayed Ross County, so they're equal with us on points, but we have this game in hand today, so my throat is picked the perfect time to start dying. But how's everyone doing? We've got a couple of people in here now, and like I said, we'll be underway in about 4 minutes, roughly. Brendan Rodgers is just talking to the... I'm actually curious to see what he's saying there. Like if I can give us a good on it. Did I turn Spotify down? I did, right, no, that's fine. Yeah, but as you would think, in fact, maybe I can take my headphones out so you can hear a little bit of this. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about all the new players, are especially in this lineup as well, because like I said, we've got Lagabe, we've got Yang as well, and again, I've got that front 11 up on the stream screen right now, which is always well and good. But there's a lot to play for, like I said. Obviously, there's a good thing for a couple of these players to prove. I mean, Scales, he's going to need a big performance. I'm just going to say it outright, and I do like Scales, but if you're asking me who I'd prefer between him and Welsh, I would take Welsh, but obviously Welsh being injured is not exactly ideal for us either, so it's going to be a good one. But we've got about 3-4 minutes until kick-off happens, so in terms of predictions, it's going to be a weird one, because fuck, I don't know. So Johnston can be a weird team to play against, and based on the formation that they've got there, you know, this kind of like 4-2-3-1 type vibe, and we're playing with a flat 4-3-3, so it's going to be, again, a midfield battle very similar to the one against Kelly, but the difference being that Kelly played with a much deeper back line, you know, an extended 5, if you will. Is my throat dying? Sorry. I really should have warmed my voice up before I went live, but I was busy doing other things. I can turn this down a wee bit more now. I'll leave it on just a wee tad so you can get the atmosphere and stuff. But it's a packed out crowd today. You wouldn't imagine anything else, let's be real. But we'll go to the stats things, because we'll be underway in about 2 or 3 minutes, but that's the overall stature of the league before we go underway for the day. So it's going to be a good one. Like I said, I mean, St Johnstone ideally want to put a point on the board. This is the big thing that they'll be pushing for, and I don't think they'll expect to get it at Celtic Park, but they'll want a good performance to build off of at the very least. So, I mean, I'm comfortable in saying that Celtic will win this game. It's just a case of if it's comfortable or not. I mean, I feel like this has kind of got like a 2-0, 3-1 type scoreline written over it, because again, defensively we've been leaky. That's the big thing for us. We have not been good defensively. We've conceded in basically every game that we've played, so ideally want to cut that out, and if we can do that with, again, the fact that we've got that back line now, and for those that are just coming in, hello, here's the lineups. We've got Johnston back, God bless, but obviously I'm not too sure where he's standing in terms of like overall fitness, but it's going to be a fairly intriguing game overall. I'll try and clear this lump in my throat before we get underway. But yeah, I mean, if you're going predictions, I think I'm going to stay relatively simple with it and kind of go with a... I don't know. I think I'll go with a 2-0. Because I think Rodgers will be at the very least going, hey boys, we've got the Old Firm next. Ideally, we want to, you know, put a shift in. How you doing, Ben? Nice to see you, mate. Tuning in from Limerick. Well, we'll love to see that. We always love foreign viewers. We'll do our best to make this entertaining for you if you can't watch the game. But we have a couple of boys for Ireland here. We have a couple that come in. We've got Paul for County Clare and all that as well. I mean, he always introduces himself like that. If Paul for County Clare is here, then let it be known. But it's always good to see a couple of new and old faces. And again, we should be underway relatively soon, I would say. Again, definitely not as packed out as a stadium as I would think, but you would kind of forgive it, to be honest with you. But there they are, they're walking out, they're getting ready to play. This is going to be a much needed response for us. At the very least, we need a response here. We can't sit on our arse. We can't, give them 20 minutes to settle into the game and feel like they've got a rhythm and momentum. But for those that are just coming in, we're underway in relatively short amount of time. I'll refresh once I've read these lineups one more time. But we've got Hart, Johnston, Lagerbielke, Scales, Taylor, O'Reilly, McGregor, Turnbull, Maeda, Furahashi and Yang, and they have fixed all of they fixed the Google thing. Turnbull is out left, O'Reilly is out right, Maeda's out left, and Yang's out right. So this is going to be a good one. But we'll get to stats, we'll get some refresh because we're just in the little handshake process and we'll be on the way relatively soon. One last look at the table before it lights up, and as soon as we're underway here we'll go. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting one because obviously, yeah, I mean, on this one it's saying Yang's lining out on left and Maeda's out on right. So I think it's going to be overlapping wingers. I think that's going to be the big kicker for this game. So we're going to try and make amends for the stuff that we weren't able to do in the game against Kilmarnock and hopefully kind of press them on that at least in the higher line. If we can get the high line press fixed and recovered and everything's good and jamming, we're fine and I won't care. But St Johnstone have a shape that they'll want to play and they'll want to play it in a certain way. But we are officially underway and Google officially has decided to start working. That's always nice. But Rodgers, again, it's going to be a different type of performance required for this one, to be honest with you. Because again, if Celtic don't want to... We don't want to do too many stupid things. Let's just say that much, you know what I mean? Because obviously, St Johnstone will try and keep us on the counter, but for now we're just going to keep the ball under control, no problems or fusses there. We'll love to see that, yeah. And as long as we keep it under control, and there we go, there's a first sort of minor press from St Johnstone, but it's not really going to do anything. Lagerbielke's going to just spread it out wide, and there's Johnston getting his first touch of the ball. We'll love to see it. How you doing, Shuto? Nice to see you, man. But the more that we can keep them pressed, especially in the opening stages of this game, the more easy it is for us going forward. And again, the only concern for me is what St Johnstone do with their counter-attacking shape. Because it's all well and good if they just want to sit back like they're going to do so far anyway. But St Johnstone will definitely want to kind of keep that high line as deep in as possible, because by the looks of it, Scales is immediately going high up and trying to play that engaged line. We'll have to see that. There's the quick exchange going. And immediately there's a lot more difference in terms of the bite going forward. Scales and Lagerbielke are pressed over that halfway line and we're trying to engage them high up. That's exactly what we needed to see. There's a good pass for the Swede and a really good touch for O'Reilly to try and kill it, but a very good counter-attack steal there. And this is the thing with St Johnstone's high line, is that if they do win the ball back, they can get behind very quickly, and this is what they do. They get past Taylor, eventually hold the ball up, sorry. McClellan's just eventually, he's going to get it back from the pass, and he'll just try and gather his shape, tries to go up towards the winger, and does find him in fairness. It's going to be an awkward press back though, and Maeda's got that. Is that out for a throw-in? Yeah, I was going to say, it would be very surprising if he didn't give it. There we go, there he is, Paul Hogan, Bay County Clare. We're just talking about you. How you doing, Paul? Nice to see you, mate. There's an early throw-in for Celtic here, and ideally, we would want to see a bit more from the wingers. If we can get a bit more from the wingers, I'm content. That's all I really care about. But Johnston's going to swing it in towards Maeda. These two haven't had too much time to link up, but there is a chance for the Canadian. Get into the box, big man. He does do just that. He's eventually bundled over by two of them. Forces a corner kick, and immediately we get a big boost up that right-hand side. First real big attack of the game. And it could have been something much more if it wasn't for some really, really good defence from McClellan, to be fair. Doesn't touch his man, just gets the ball. Quick corner in, headed clear, going to bounce around. McGregor's going to get it. Good control again from Yang. He's not going to put too much on it. He'll let it roll out for a corner kick as well. And that's good for O'Reilly to just hold it up. You know, Very much what we need to do. Jesus Christ, I've just seen the view count pop up like 30. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely day. There's another good corner kick played in. Doesn't quite find him. It's going to bounce towards McGregor. He'll just kill it dead and reset the shape for another counter-attack. And obviously, the more that Celtic have St Johnstone penned in, the easier. Oh, it's because everyone that's for Ireland will always come in and be like, oh, hello, I'm from, you know, such and such. We've got boys for Limerick, we've got boys for County Clare. Anyone else want to declare themselves? Anyone for Derry? I know people for Derry. I'm not sure that was, yeah, I was going to say it did look kind of out of play. It was a really good spin touch for Young, in fairness, actually, but St Johnstone can spare their brushes for now. They'll get to reset their shape and try again. Oh yeah, I didn't bring up the other page yet, did I? There we go. That should fix that. So Johnson's going to head that up. They do kill it, but they don't get it as far as I genuinely thought they would have. And there's a little dink in the back of the... I think it was in the back of the leg for Turnbull. He's down for a foul. It's been given. Yeah. Phillips just kind of gets underneath him, tries to like header it. Ontario, we love that. Canada's always a good country. I'm not too far from Celtic Park. There's my start report. There's a great pass from Lagerbielke. Tries to force it into O'Reilly's space. Maeda's just going to have to pull his run to help O'Reilly out just a tad more there. Good hold-up play. Johnston's on the chase for it though. One blonde boy to another. We love to see that. Good exchange. Scales is going to get it straight back to Taylor, and Taylor, in fairness, does look for a good ball forward, and it was the right idea because Kyogo had that inside run off the back part of the defender there, and if it wasn't for some quick movement from Milov, it could have been dodgy. But this is always the thing with players like Kyogo's. There's not too much physicality, so it's hard for him to get in between strikers and quick crosses. That's why we're trying to get in and then cut it across rather than, you know... That was really good for Kerry, to be fair, but that didn't quite go his way. Here's Scales. Just a quick rollout exchange, nothing too much on it though. There's definitely a little bit more up on that left-hand side. Here they go. Goes out towards Yang. Come on, big man. Do something with it. Holds it back. Cut across. Chance. Doesn't quite find a shot, but Turnbull's done well to hold it up. Still got it. Still got it. There's about 5 surrounding him. Eventually cleared away, I think, by Phillips, and eventually gathered. McClellan gets it through, and eventually out towards the right back. I forgot his name, sorry, but it's up forward for Carey here. He's going to try and get down that wing, and this is the thing about the quick counters that St Johnstone can muster up. It's an awkward touch for O'Reilly, but it's enough for Celtic to get a defensive clearance on it, and they'll be able to reset their shape and go again, although Maeda's just immediately decided to pass it awkwardly back to Johnston, and after a weird 1-2 bounce, doesn't quite work in our favour, so Johnston have a throw. Hey, I do love that. Appreciate it, Michael. Well, we definitely need a good win tonight. And to be fair, I mean, from what I've seen in the opening kind of stages of this game, it's definitely all Celtic. St Johnstone are pinned to the wings, essentially, because every time they try and get central, they're just getting overcrowded, simple and pure. There's definitely a bit of questions to be asked just about the defensive quickness here, though, because, again, every time St Johnstone have tried to get up that high line, Robinson, that's the name of the fucking left back, I knew it was something. Well, Robinson's going to try and exchange that quick throw, and does actually do well to buy space for a cross, although it's been held up. I'm not sure if it was for offside or if it was just a weird foul. Pretty sure it was for offside, yeah. And after a quick exchange, Lagerbielke can start and go again. This is what we need to see more of, just quick, fluid movements. Scales. Lagerbielke tries to go for that long exchange. There is a chase on, and I'll tell you what, Yang does have burners. He can get to this and does do, and he is incredibly good. in towards Turnbull. Here could be something. He ends up leaning it back towards the Swede at the back. Quick exchange out towards that right-hand side. Here's Alistair. Good ball in. Really good kill from O'Reilly. Beautiful ball across the front of the box, but Kyogo just wasn't switched on. Really good counter there. It's not quite over yet, or Johnston's got it pinned high up. There might be something more on. Really good play across the bottom line. Oh, please get in behind. Turnbull still up. Oh, Maeda's not there. How has that not ended up in a... How has that not ended up in a green and white shirt? Jesus Christ. About 4 or 5 really good pieces of individual defence, but really good attack as well for both sides. You just have to commend it all round. The first big chance being that beautiful touch and crosser. Oh, dude, man, if O'Reilly just pulled it back a wee tad there, Kyogo would have had a walk-on shot. As it stands, they just get to breathe yet another minor sigh of relief. Mylov's going to punt it as far as he can muster it up. Good punt in fairness, but Scales kills it dead. Here comes Kalmak. Good stuff for him. Gets past one. Doesn't quite get it under control, and it's now 3 blue bodies on the quick, really quick counter, to be fair, and there could be something up that left-hand side. Gets it out wide to carry. Kills it down for Phillips. Here we go. Could be something in here. Goes forward looking for someone on that right-hand side. Doesn't quite find them though. Should bounce all the way through, and Hawk's going to immediately try and play that quick. Well, it's definitely end-to-end. Definitely end-to-end. How you doing, Summit? You were in last stream, I know you. How you doing, Chief? Oh, you're in Crete now? Yeah, Johnny bastard, man. I'd kill for that. But no, I need to bring new content, don't I? Definitely. Having Alistair Johnston on board is massive for us again. Because like I said, I wasn't too sure if he was going to get minutes against Kelly. There was talk about him coming back against Kelly, but if it means that we get a much more fit version of him for a game like this, and obviously we need him fit for the Old Firm, so if he starts to slow down even a tad, he comes off. We do not take that risk. We've already got too many defensive injuries. I don't think Rodgers will be too displeased at what he's seen so far. So Johnston's creativity's been stifled. Basically any time they try and go central, like they're being forced up the wings more often than not, and again, our wingers, or at least our wing backs I should say, in this situation are doing a very good job at just keeping, I mean definitely Carey, but he's really doing his best to try and make a lot of 1v1 situations with Johnston, but again in a situation like that it's way too easy for Johnston to just get it out towards space, and O'Reilly, after some good 1-2 football and has the entire left hand side of the field to go here, eventually switched back towards him, goes towards the right hand plate. That's a good chance, oh my god, and I tell you what, I honestly thought that was going to go in towards Maeda, but really cleverly leaves it for Kyogo to have a run snapshot on, and it's an inch away, I'll tell you what. The camera angle might have done it dirty, but what a ball in for Johnston. Oh, PWF, thank you for the sub, man, appreciate it. If you have public subs on, wherever you subscribe, you get a little animation. Callum McGregor lifting a trophy, what's not to love about that, but thank you very much, mate. All support's appreciated. If we can hit 700, then we've hit the goal for this stream quite easily. There's a good awkward header for St Johnstone, but it's going to be punted immediately by Taylor. He seems a lot more consistent at getting in towards the 50s now. That's a good header for O'Reilly. It's still up in the air, eventually killed down. Good hold-up play for this St Johnstone captain, although it's a loose ball back. And Robinson's just going to play it back. Mylov's going to send it as far forward as he can and see if they exchange another aerial jolt. Johnston just bundles his man over, and that's going to probably be a foul. Yep. Didn't seem too happy about it, but it definitely was a foul. Where we're watching? Oh, very good question. Very good question. We've got people from all over. At the very least, we've got people so far from Ireland, Scotland. Well, I know there's a few from England. Definitely a lot of Scotland. I mean, let's be real. But we have people from like Australia as well and stuff like that. I mean, if I load up my stream tab thing, I can see where people are kind of watching from. Most of the geographies in Europe, as you would expect. Holy shit, we just gained a bunch more. Well, 2 away for 700, thank you very much. But going to focus up on the game scales. Is going to try and run this one forward. Let's see if he is a good option here. Goes for the Swede on the right hand side. Lagerbielke, quick exchange to Johnston. I don't like that pressure there, but he does get it past. Scales is bundled over. He's not really going to care though, because it's way forward. Yang has done very well to get that under control, and the space on the right hand side is amazingly fucking vast if you want to use it, boys, but they're content in playing on that left. Yang gets it in. Beautiful 1-2 exchange. Still has it under control. McGregor has a crack. It's not going to find anyone. A worthy attempt. They can't really fault it. McGregor's been bundled and pushed over, and that'll be a definite fault. Yeah, they're going to just try and slow the play down as much as they could there. McGregor was very much adamant that he was going to get in behind. I just looked over. Jesus Christ, 700. Thank you very much. Sub goal hit. Very cool. I'll change that, but yeah, I need to do this now, don't I? Sub goal! Woo! Yeah, baby! There we go. That's what we've been waiting for. Thank you very much. That's very wholesome. Thank you. Corner kick. I wish I could. This game has been end to end. I wish I could stop and reach at Lebanon. That is a gorgeous country, to be fair. Good ball up. Doesn't quite find someone. There we go. Carousel. I love that. Great fucking name. Thank you for the sub, man. Turnbull's got another corner. Jesus Christ, 2 in a row. I haven't seen what that one is. Lane splitter. What? Alright, okay. All my subscribers have pretty banging names. That's a good corner in. Doesn't quite find anyone there. Bounces around and it's awkward. Jesus Christ. It's all popping off now. I haven't seen how that one will come out. Nitro Express, thank you very much for the sub, man. That is incredible. Ball's played forward. Turnbull, where's that one going to go? Across the face. Kyogo really should have made a run towards the near post there. If he did, it could have been something. Turnbull's starting to play more and more forward now. He's basically more or less an inside cam. Jesus Christ. Carlo Quinn, thank you very much for the sub, man. And Random Profile, that is a long name, but we'll love to see it. Jesus Christ. We'll love it. Thank you for the support. Philippines, brilliant name. Thailand, we'll love it. Oh, this could be good. Yang! Still got it! Still got it! Turnbull! Somehow that didn't end up as a goal, but what a fucking move. See Yang, brilliant feet there. Absolutely sells the right back for a dream, and I tell you what, Turnbull does well to shimmy a shot for that as well, but it doesn't quite get under his man, and it bounces up and over the bar, but Turnbull's quickly set up the corner kick. Where's this one going? Takes a bounce! It's a good save as well! Oh, and it's off the bar for good measure. How the fuck? Oh my goodness. Brilliant save for the goalkeeper. You cannot fault that. What a save for Milov. It was point blank. And again, headed up, still not clear. St Johnstone are looking more and more panicky. That we have had 2 wonder chances in back-to-back seconds. Oh my god, how the fuck did he get a hand on that? That is genuinely one of the best saves I've seen in a long fucking time. My lord deserves a hell a lot of credit for that. Jesus Christ. Well, that could have been awkward, but St Johnstone somehow managed to clear their lines. Oh, nice attempt for Johnston to get that in behind for Kyogo, but it's just going to roll all the way through. Was that O'Reilly that played the ball in behind? I'm not sure, but I'm still caught up on the fact that we just missed an absolute beautiful shot. The fact they saved that is incredible. But St Johnstone have a goal kick here, about 18 minutes into the game, 18 and a half. That really could have been such a... they're just going to go back and show that chance as much as they can, because honestly, the fact that O'Reilly did so well to get that on the half volley, by the way, it was beautiful. Top bins, it was basically due, and the keeper just kind of... that's a reflex stop if I've ever seen one. There's no other way to describe it. but it's much different from what we've seen against Kilmarnock, because we didn't really make any clear-cut chances like that against Kilmarnock. So this is big for us. Good move forward. Here's McGregor. The attacks are still going. Ball in behind. Maeda's been bundled over, and is there a penalty? I'm not sure. He's telling Maeda to get up. He kind of pointed for a foul, but I'm not sure. Oh shit, it just faded away for the replay and there was a ball across the front of the box. St Johnstone once again ride their luck. My god, their defence has been all over the place. South Africa. Oh, that's a new one. I've not had that South African before. Well, there you are, Stephen. You're a first for that. In Crete, we know that. So you're enjoying life, man. You're living the fucking good life. So Johnstone are basically pinned into their own box now. That's a really good challenge for Scales. Taylor doesn't get it under control, but it will eventually get gathered, hopefully by one of them. Yep, I was going to say, there should have been someone making an outside run. McGregor was the one that decided to do it. Hawks had his first touch in about 10-15 minutes, I'm convinced. And the Balloon boys at the back decide to just exchange a quick 1-2. Very simple stuff. This is what we need to see just a bit more of. Get it up towards that right hand side, man, because Maeda, he's making those runs. Good killed ball there. 1-2 exchange between Maeda and Johnstone, or at least it was looking like it, but Maeda instead has decided to just go all the way around. He's just done like the long run around 3 players there. That was beautiful. It was just a slightly loose pass and it's cut out, but eventually St Johnstone, oh, they've lost it though. It's going to come off the hand of Phillips there, surely, and it's going to be a quick draw foul. No complaints, no fuss there. Quite happy. Cork. Hey, how you doing, Nom? Nice to see you, Ian. Well, I'll tell you what, despite it being an even game, or at least 0-0, it's certainly not been an even game. That is the worst use of Vanishing Spray I've ever seen, man. That went everywhere except where it was meant to. Best player on the pitch so far, I would definitely have to hand towards St Johnstone's goalkeeper. Just for that save alone, because I was expecting it to be a goal. I thought it was done, dusted, over and finished. How fucking incorrect was I? And obviously, I think for anyone that is a Celtic fan in here, for those that haven't seen that Petkovic, he's been signed by Fenerbahce, so we can't get him either, which is a bit of a shame, I'm not going to lie. Aida's just going to force the issue. It's not going to be a Celtic throw-in as much as I'd love to think it would be in it. St Johnstone's. Let's see what Robinson decides to do with it. Goes up as far as he can, only as far as Carey, it's killed. Definitely could have been a lot better, but still wait for another Celtic throw-in. I'm not going to complain about it. Cork as well, I love that, Rory. Oh. Yeah, I was going to fucking say, like, just use the space that was there. Why go straight back into the crowd of 6 bodies? There we go, Lagerbielt's got it back and eventually goes into space. Kyogo does well to get the first touch, but it was never really going to find anyone else after that. It's gathered back, Robinson. He'll just play some 1-2s between him and Carey. It's eventually headed. Brilliant header as well, might I add, for Johnston. It's going to be one back. McGregor's going to hassle his man. McClellan's just going to receive the ball back. Phillips gets it and eventually so Johnston reset their shape, but they're going to need to shift it right out very quickly because the press is definitely there for Celtic and immediately it's engaged. No easy lines that they're trying to choose here, St Johnstone, but they're adamant about trying to get central, which is perfect for Celtic's attacking system. They're essentially playing right into our hands. That could have been awkward. Scales and Lagerbielke both went for the same ball, but in unison they both worked together to basically get that one clear. There's a good break forward if Kyogo could get that one under control. Unfortunately couldn't. I'm not sure if it was a good touch on for the defender, if it was just a loose touch from Kyogo in general, but didn't quite work out. Mighty Middleton. The real capital of Ireland. Oh. I mean, I'm not from there. I'm not going to get into that debate, to be honest with you. But nah, man, Ireland's such a beautiful country. You all have it good. Let's just say that. Here we go. That could be decent. Let's see. Just got to get that first goal for half time to build momentum. Exactly it, man. If we can get the first before half time, ideally, even if we get one or two big chances, because the big thing right now is St Johnstone haven't had a shot. Like, I don't think they've had a shot. In fact, let me open up Google to be. Yeah, no, they literally haven't had a shot. So defensively, we've got our shapes settled. It's definitely a lot better this time, and it just shows how big having fullbacks that play well do for your team. Because Taylor has been fantastic. Not a bad thing to say about him. Johnston has been fucking excellent. It's like he never left. Here's Yang though. It's an awkward one. Still could fall to anyone. Phillips is the first to react to it though. Cleared away. Scales. Awkward first touch. Doesn't get it under control. And here comes a quick counter from them. Eventually bundled over. O'Reilly's just going to say fuck you, fuck that, and fuck everything, and just bundle his man over and buy time. No complaints at all. I'd do the exact same thing if I was him. Because it could have been a 2-on-2 if he didn't. Can't really fault Turner Cook. I mean, that was a really good step inside, but yeah. The second that he did, O'Reilly just went, nah, bro, you've made a mistake there. Decked. We love this year. But St Johnstone are just going to punt it far up towards that left-hand side. That seems to be their comfortable spot, although Carey stayed down by the looks of it, or was it Robinson? Looks like Carey, it is Carey. He's holding his wee forehead. What happened? Did you hurt yourself, my son? Oh, wait, is he bleeding? Oh, okay, yeah, no, to be fair, it isn't intentional for Johnston. It's like an arm movement in the air, but as he went up, he kind of punched Carey in the nose. Straight in the schnoz. Yeah, and John, they've shook hands there, right? Okay, that's good. At least he's not trying to be like, why isn't that a foul? He's just kind of like, oh, fair enough. Because they both got in each other's way. It was just a collision of bodies. But it is a St Johnstone foul from about, I'd say, about 35 yards out. They do have physicality, and it's certainly not our first choice centre-backs that are defending this. That's the only minor. Ball in. Oh my fucking god, how did that get past you, McGregor? I tell you what, Jeffcott really should have put that on target at the very least, because McGregor goes to like head it clear, but just misses the ball. It kind of goes underneath him in between his like head and chin. We survive a scale there, because I'll tell you what, if that was on target, Joe Hart probably wouldn't have been set for it. But Celtic immediately go straight back up the left-hand side. Yang tries to get it under control, but it was just a little bit too much on it from Taylor, as much as I'd like to say Yang should have got that under control. It was definitely a much harder one when he's got a man right up against him. So Johnston do eventually clear the lines from the set-piece throw. Let's see where that one goes. Eventually goes down. Turner Cook's going to punt it forward, looking for any offset run, but Scales is just adamant that he's going to punt it into Rosie every time that he gets it, and I like that. No-nonsense defender, that's exactly what they need to do. And again, Lagerbielke this time gets it forward. Celtic aren't letting St Johnstone set themselves at any time inside the box, or at least in Celtic's half in general, and that is exactly why, because if they lose the ball in places like that, counters can happen. Here comes Turnbull. Out wide for Yang, it's into space. How is that not going in again? I'm not sure if it's another beautiful fucking save from Mylov or if that one hit the post, but I think O'Reilly's just hit another lovely shot, just inches to the fucking... I'm actually convinced that was a save. I'm not... It was. Oh my god, this keeper sets himself just... He goes to ground as soon as he sees the shot coming, and I'll tell you what, St Johnstone's goalkeeper, fair fucks, man. Oh my god, no. Like, I mean, the first save is still the best save, but that one was just another brilliant reflex stop, but that's twice where O'Reilly's gotten into the... just that offset into the box run, and it's worked out so well. I'm loving the fake outs for Kyogo though. Like, he knows he's not physical enough to hold the ball up and then lay it out to someone else and try and force any issues or anything like that. So he's just kind of letting the ball run through him. basically using it as a guide, and there's another good chance. Here's Turnbull, played into space, still awkward, and it's punted over the bar. I'm not sure if it was offside or not. Young had a crack at it on the left foot. But they're robbing themselves lucky here, St Johnstone, man. Lovely pass for Turnbull, I might add. Yeah, Yang was onside. Yeah, he looked onside. He just hit it as hard as he could on the left hand. Oh, dude. I am just severely baffled by the fact that St Johnstone aren't like 2-3-0 down here. That goalkeeper is earning his bread and butter today. He punts it forward. It's going to be headed by Lagerbielk, who's going to be gathered by on the refollow. No one in earnest, but yeah, I'm going to say that he might as well take it easy and buy some time. Hearts just going to gather a bit of shape in the squad before we try and counter-attack with it. Let's see where this one goes. Could go anywhere. Well, Scales is just having a wander. We'll have to see it. He's in basically their final third. Still got it. Eventually lays it off for his defensive compatriot. Good ball as well. Lagerbielk's passing is severely good. There's a few times I've seen it even in the Kilmarnock game where he would just pick the perfect pass in behind. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. I'm very much liking the defensive pairing so far. Because Lagerbielk's given Johnston the creative freedom to kind of play up in towards that midfield space. Does Yang look okay? Yang looks fantastic, man. I can't say anything wrong about him. I mean, he had a missed shot, if you want to say that, but a missed shot's a missed shot. It's certainly not bad. Kyogo's getting physical in the box. That's awkward. There's Turnbull might have a crack for range. He does have a crack for range. I can respect the effort. Even had a couple of the Green Brigade going, way. What's with the latter not starting at centre-back? Because he's not naturally a centre-back, Fargamer. And if you ask me, in this league anyway, like, he might suit Champions League football more, I would say, but he's certainly not for the SPFL as an outright centre-back, and if you were to use Iwata, you would probably deploy him in, like, Hatate's role, if you're being honest, but I think it's also for injury reasons and stuff too. I'm not sure if he's on the bench or not. I'll check it at half-time, but I know Abada, he's on the bench for because he's in contract talks, and apparently he wants out again. Literally, I thought we'd already sorted this with Abada, but yeah, he's not exactly happy here, let's say. Maeda's got up from that right-hand side. It's going to be headed up. Who's it going to be gathered by? Considine gets it under control, eventually cleared away. There's McClelland. One back brilliantly by Yang here. Could be a counter-attack. This could be good. Ball into the box, but who the fuck are you aiming? Who are you aiming for? I can see what Turnbull was trying to do there. He had the right idea, but just didn't put it anywhere. Scales. Oh, yeah, no, Scales has been fantastic, Martin, mate. Also, hello, Martin. How you doing? Hope you're doing well, but yeah, he's not put a foot wrong. There's only been one instance where both the centre-backs have kind of got in each other's way, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? We've played absolutely fantastic so far, and there's nothing I can really say besides the fact that we've not scored, but that's just simply down to the fact that St Johnstone's goalkeeper's cracked. Like, you know those games of FIFA where you're just against that goalkeeper that's like a bronze or a silver, but you can't score past them for whatever reason? Oh, how you doing, Skill? Nice to see you, man. Hello to you too. So far, so good. Skills, but nothing too challenging so far. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to lead on to, Joe, is the fact that St Johnstone haven't put too much pressure on, and the one chance that they have made was from our own mistake, you know what I mean? Still could be something here. I was going to say St Johnstone should have won that back, but somehow four of them couldn't get that away for two of us. It's out towards the right-hand side. Here's Maeda. Could take a run in. He's got time to have a crack here and somehow ends up passing to the guy with the megaphone in the Green Brigade. The less said about that one, the better. Let's say that much. That was not good. In the words of Gennaro Gattuso, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That was definitely one of the more shit ones. still, nothing but positives to take for the game so far. Again, with the exception of the fact that we just need to score, because that's all we need to do. It'd be nice to get one on the board. Oh, okay. Good exchange. This could be something up towards that right-hand flank. Where we're going with this one. Scales. Gets it back. He could go back up that side. That's... yeah, that made the most sense to me, but... fucking goes back instead anyway. It's the only thing about Brendan Ball. Sometimes the right pass, they just don't see it, and that could have been another one, but it's cut out quite quickly by McClelland. Punted forward, Phillips is going to put the chase on. Turner Cook's got a really good pass forward, but again, not really too much pressure on it, and Gustav's not really going to put under any pressure at all there. It's going to be played up that left-hand side again. Then Taylor's more or less a left mid at this point. Young's a second striker, gets into the space. Good ball into the edge of the D. It's still in areas that could do damage. Kyogo's got it under control. Doesn't quite kill it dead though. Maeda gets a 50 off, I think, the inside of Considine. And St Johnstone are just content at sitting back and sticking their legs in. And I'll tell you what, very good tackles at that as well. Couldn't really set their shape entirely though. Celtic can go forward again here. They're just constantly moving one side to the other, constantly keeping it in motion, trying to force St Johnstone to stretch their back line out every single time. But every time we do that, one of them midfielders just tend to sit in, because that's what Phillips seems to be doing here. Laid out towards that right-hand side. There's Johnston. He's been... oh, there's pushes and pulls all around the box there. Maeda's laughing about it. I can't honestly say that there was too much ball contact. Let's see what happens. Ball in for Johnston. He's getting pushed and pulled all about the joint. It's another... if they go to VAR, then maybe they'd have something to say about it, but they don't do that much. I'm not going to complain about it, because it was a kind of foul, but it definitely was a foul. Johnston's going to go up that right-hand side. Here's Maeda, gets it under control, and once again, St Johnstone just content to guard their line and just put their legs in at the right moment. It's a perfect tackle, to be fair, and he gets the corner cleared. Worst case scenario comes and we lose Abada and Haskell. Do you think that we have enough wingers to take that hit? Abada, yes, because we can just replace him outright, you know what I mean? We'd have funds, but we're looking at a boy right now called Parma. From, I think he's playing in Huesca right now. He's a Honduran dude, and he's a solid looking player. And we've also got Daniel Podence. That could have bounced anywhere. Turnbull could have forced an issue. Kyogo doesn't look happy. He's having words with one of the St Johnstone players. Just looks a little bit bereft and tired. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird one, because if we get rid of Abada, then we need to replace him with that type of quality outright. The same way that we need to do it with Jota still, you know what I mean? Like, that's probably why we're waiting towards the end of the window, seeing who's available before we make those calls. But if you're asking me right now, it would be a choice between Parma, based on the rumours. You've got Podence. Ryan Fraser's there too, although I wouldn't really take him at all. How you doing, Robert? Nice to see you, Chief. Need to be St Johnstone, no questions. Well, we're beating them in terms of play, but just not in terms of score right now. It's the green wall not going ahead. I couldn't honestly say or deny, to be honest. I mean, the stadium looks relatively packed out. You know, that way we can see seats every little... yeah, like every now and then you can see like a wee patch of seats. That's about it. If Maeda could control and dribble better, what a player he would be. Yeah, he's a good... there's like... footballers, you're either technical, passionate, or skillful. And, I mean, Maeda's a good, passionate footballer. You know what I mean? He'll throw himself at everything, just like that. Good ball out wide. There's Johnston. How the fuck? That was a really good tackle for them. Genuinely, he won the ball back through Johnston's legs, managed to pluck it in between. And then Johnston, while like on the back towards the ground, tries to like inside hook it away. That was impressive as fuck for both of them, but at the end of the day, it is a St Johnstone ball. No complaints at all, you know what I mean? Ryan Fraser got sent loan to Southampton, well that takes that one out the gate, but and again, it would probably be the least of the options. The guy just isn't clearly good enough to play at a club like Celtic, simply and pure. Daniel Podence, definitely, I would say so. He's good. He's good. I mean, he's young as well, you know what I mean? He's only 24 years of age. I love that KV, nice to see it. How you doing, Jordan, man? How you doing? Hopefully, oh, fucking hell. You're bringing in the songs now. We'll love to see it, we'll love to see it. But yeah, that draw isn't too far for here, and I might be live for that. Is that something people would be interested in? I know there's a few people that are new here, but for anyone that's been here for a long enough period of time, would you want me to stream the Champions League draw, like the group stage draw? Because obviously Celtic's in it and Rangers might be in it. It's 2-2 in that game between them and PSV. Just, you know, food for thought, I suppose. Also, thank you to the few people that have subscribed. No notification have came up, but we might not have public sub settings on, but thank you. Your support is very much appreciated. I'm going to focus up and get the last few minutes of this half covered, though. There's a good ball in behind. That could be dodgy. Doesn't quite find anyone in particular. Goes anywhere and nowhere all at once. St Johnstone's goalkeeper has genuinely been, without a doubt, the most impressive player. I mean, all of the St Johnstone players deserve a lot of credit for how they've defended, because they've basically been doing that and that alone for the past 40 minutes. But Mylov deserves a lot of special credit, because, I mean, he's made at the least two absolute wonder saves. Oh, there you go then. That might be something that I'd decide to do then. I need to get some water because my throat is dying. It's just because I know that the draw's on YouTube and a lot of people usually just go and watch it along on the side, but... Okay, right, this could be good. Good ball in here. Turnbull. Let's see where he decides to go with this. Out wide towards Yang. Come on. Take a run at him this time, wee man. Does, in fairness, take a run at him. It's just not necessarily a good one. It's cleared away by Alan Farmer. Quick throw at McGregor to Taylor. Scott to Scott. Let's go. There's another one wrapped up in the play now. And Scales. Good touch for the Irishman. Where's he going to go? Side to side. Eventually goes towards Johnston. Also thoughts on Hazard to Rangers rumours. It's not going to happen. Like, think about it, Jordan. Seriously, think about it. Do you think he would want to go to Rangers? Really? I mean, that's a downgrade if I've ever seen one. I mean, he'll probably end up playing somewhere in, like, fucking Saudi Arabia. You know, that's where all people that are finished go. I'll be watching out on YouTube. Looking out for PSV will be playing. Very much true, no. They did that. I mean, Rangers and PSV did play out a really good game, to be fair, but oh, fuck, get to that! Corner kick, I think. Taylor's down, though. That was a lovely 1-2 exchange. Brilliant stuff for him, in fairness. Oh, and then it's showing that Yang cross earlier on as well. Like, he has been very good this game. Just no one's been at the end of the This is why, like, players like O would be so goddamn useful, because if we had someone like O, he could take a touch and hit it. Take a touch and hit it. There's another header on target. This one's cleared away by the St Johnstone defence. No need for the goalkeeper in this one. Once again, they're just content to sit behind with it. There's another good cross in from Yang. It's not going to find anyone. Mylov's first one across it to just... I kept calling him Mylov. It's Mytov, isn't it? But Mytov's managed to get across it. Ooh, could have been bad. We were struggling to break down St Johnstone at home. Let's pretend the Champions League isn't happening. Oh, it's not that we're struggling to break St Johnstone down. We've broken them down plenty fine. It's just their goalkeeper is genuinely playing out his skin right now. That's why I'm not pissed off that we're still equal. But as I say that, here comes St Johnstone. Oh fuck, here comes St Johnstone. It takes a deflection, thankfully, and it's going to be a Or was he offside? And then it was St Johnstone players trying to hold him off. That's going to... Joe Hart just giving him a push. We'll love to see that. You just noticed 700. Thanks, thank you, Jordan, thank you. It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, I mean, the more we can push towards 1,000 by the end of the year, the better. That's like the overall goal for the year. So the fact that we're at 700 in August is incredible. It's pretty, it's insane. If Ange's still been here, we'd be 3 up right now. Oh, it'd be about fucking 15 up. You kidding me? Because Postecoglou wouldn't have let most of our good players just walk away. He wouldn't have let Jota leave, I'll tell you that for a fact. I would like to see just a tad more, maybe one more big chance before the end of the half. I mean, I know we're technically in additional time. I think there's 3 additional minutes as it stands. That's a good control and touch and move. That's going to be a fucking advantage, and definitely maybe a yellow card once the play's end. Here's Yang though, still got it, still got it, still got it, and it's going to deflect away for another corner. He has been very good this half. No complaints at all for how good Yang has been. Robertson, Kyogo exchange a handshake there. I think they got in. Yeah, that was really good for Taylor. He looks a lot more fired up and ready to go today. We need we do have a striker like him, Paul. He's called O, but he's injured. That's the sad thing about it. Oh, that's be cleared away from the corner. Like, most of the players would be perfect for these types of like situations where you need a player to just switch into, you know, mix things up. All of them are injured. You know what I mean? Like, Novritsky's a good holdout like defender. He's injured. You know, we've got Otati, who's a really beautiful option in the midfield. We can't use him. He's injured. We can't use O because he's injured. It's just whatever training regiment we've got the team on, we need to dial it back just a tad, man. Because by the time we fucking play Rangers, we'll be basically, you know, it'll be Rangers like full strength 11 against like Celtic's youth team. Oh, fucking cross it! Damn it, man. They've put McClelland in the book for that previous foul as well. Just seen that come up in the corner there. That really could have been could have bounced, man. Gordon comes back from injury. He's still the best keeper in the league. What does that say about our keeping situation, with all respect to that? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, Gordon's a fantastic goalkeeper. I genuinely never understood why we let him go in the first place. But half-time's basically looming very large here. It's past, well, I imagine we'd go a little bit longer for that hold-up play. Ange Ball 100% gone. Feels like it, man. That's the shame about it. I mean, Brendan Ball's well and truly back, and while it does look nice, the scoreline doesn't exactly reflect that right now, you know what I mean? What we need is better tactics and urgency to win and play faster. Exactly. Basically, Ange Ball. Basically, that's what we need. Oh, can we get something at the end of the half? No, I don't think so. We're trying to claim for a handball on the edge of the box, but I don't think it was. Ball was way too close to him to even call it, even if it was. Could bounce around and still get a little bit awkward. Doesn't quite get under control. McGregor will try and put pressure on, but that won't work either. We need to send a striker who's willing to blow his nose. Well, we just need a striker that's willing to be a shithouse merchant, you know what I mean? Like, Kyogo's a different type of shithouse though, because he's just kind of like, he'll smile at them. Like, he'll smile and just make them angrier that way. The pace of play is sad for the eyes. Yeah, I mean, see, because of what we've been used to for the past, like, 2 seasons prior to this, with the quick, constant movement, constant pressing, like, we're still taking elements of this, right? That's what I'm seeing. We're still taking elements of it by all accounts, but we're not using the fundamentals of that we never stop mentality. And I get that it's a different manager. You're not going to have that same bite or same, you know, type of tactical awareness or anything like that. But the fact is, Brendan Rodgers is technically meant to be the better manager in terms of experience. You know, he's managed in the Premier League, he's managed in the Champions League, he's managed at a lot of good high-level clubs. And yet, Postecoglou, who was a random fucker that we plucked out of Japan, has got better tactics than most of the European top-flight managers. That's why Tottenham took the risk on him, because you need to have refreshing tactics. And again, it's all well and good if you are 0-0 and dominating, But the fact of the matter is, you need to pick up 3 points, not one. You can't pick up 1 point in the SPFL, especially if you're trying to fight it out for the top spot. Every point matters. And again, I can sit here and say there's a lot of things that we can do better, absolutely, but yeah, I can't believe it's 0-0. Celtic should be... We have been absolutely dominating them, but if you've not been here for the whole half, guys, their goalkeeper is quite literally the greatest fucking thing I have ever seen. The goalkeeper needs a wage equivalent to the rest of their entire wages, because he is... Maitov has made some really good saves, and they've also put in a number of good blocks as well. I was going to say that, I'll go and check some of the other results. I feel the Champions League, even if we do make more so-called significant signings, yeah, I mean, it's going to take time for them to get cohesive, but the way I would look at it is get to the Champions League, which we already are, so that's fine. Then we basically use that. Get to the Europa League, you know, finish third in the group. If it's a hard group anyway, if it's a difficult group, go for third. Drop to the Europa League and have a knockout round success. Do not lose a knockout tie. Get to the fucking quarterfinals, whatever circumstance it may take. But if it's the Champions League and we somehow do well enough to finish in the top two, which, again, based on what we're seeing right now, isn't exactly 100% doable, then, yeah, I mean, we simply just take the Champions League round of 16 money and smile. But I would ideally just be happy to see improvements in Europe, and that's a big thing that I said about Brendan when he came in. It's like, if we're bringing a guy back, we have to bring him back with the expectation that we're not going to get the same shit that we did the last time, because as good as it was last time, where Rodgers was great at winning trophies, he was shit at getting results in games that mattered. So it's a difficult one. It's a very difficult one, because obviously there's a lot of things that we can chop and change and fix, but it's officially half time here, so I'll quickly switch to this screen while I go and have a look at the Premier League results. Oh my fucking god, Fulham are beating Arsenal. Well, here's some interesting scorelines. So, Man United were 2-0 down at home to Nottingham Forest inside 4 minutes. Willy Bolly, holy shit. That's a blast for the past. Fulham are also losing... Fulham are also beating Arsenal, sorry, I should say. And it's not as if they're hanging on by any means. They're having shots. Everton and Wolves are drawing. That's to be expected. They're both relegation candidates. And aye, there you go, the 2-0 win for Tottenham today. And that's what we miss. Constant counter-attack of passing football. Because again, Celtic, we do this thing, right, where we have a lot of passing, but it's never really done too much. Look at the difference with that, right? 344 in one half of football, right? And that's basically what Bournemouth gets in a whole half, or a whole game, sorry, against Tottenham. So it shows you just how good Postecoglou's systems and tactics are. Like, it's incredible. But what are the other results? Let's see what's going on. Kelly are beating Motherwell. Honestly, I don't know what's happening to them, but fair fucks. Cannot fault it. And Livingston are beating Hibs. I do not know what's happening to these fellas. They got absolutely decimated against fucking Aston Villa. Everyone could see it was going to happen, let's be real. We're not going to sit there and say that it's not a surprise or anything. And obviously, the game's tomorrow. St Mirren and Aberdeen will be a good game, actually. I think that would be a pretty respectable game. But yeah, so any other games you would like me to check out? Just seen the Huns 1-2-0 the day as well. They did deserve it though, Jordan. I can't really fault about it. By the time we started playing no bad football, I think we're getting knocked out in the Champions League this week. It could be a case of that, guys. I mean, like, let me look at the actual... let me go to the PSV game. Can I just get matches? Thank you. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. My only concern is the fact that PSV were playing like they were at home. Like, yeah, I mean, the scoreline is much more respectable than the stats. But the big thing is that obviously I was going to say Celtic, the Rangers today were much more convincing. Oh, Ross County did actually have shots on targets toward the end of the game, so they must have woke up towards like the last 3 minutes, but Rangers did all the work that they needed to do in the opening 45, basically. Which is what we really should be doing. When you look at stats like that, 11 shots to 1, and their one chance we basically handed to them on a silver platter, and they still fucking missed. So, yeah. Ideally, we just need an early second half goal to be good. Oh yeah, no, Gaz is not the type to gloat at all. No, he's probably one of the few honest Rangers fans. We need to win fair enough, but it's the importance and manner of the performance. Exactly like KP. Like if we play good football, constant, like again, we made chances. The big thing in this half is the fact that St Johnstone's goalie is good, right? He is very good. He made some cracking saves, but he's not going to be like that all the time. We got into spaces. O'Reilly had 2 or 3 shots for the exact same position, so Celtic can break St Johnstone down no problem. It's just a case of getting it on net. You know what I mean? Like we're forcing good options, we're making good outlets, we're getting into the right spaces, but it's just a case of getting that final finishing product. And obviously, as much as I love Kyogo, in games where you're against more physical defences, it's harder for him to make one-on-one chances because he's not a good player when it comes to physical hold-up. That's why we have players like O on our bench. Or we would have players like O on our bench if it wasn't for the fact that Brendan Rodgers is fucking, tactics, at least in training, are ripping our players apart because we've got fucking 6 starters that are injured. You have 6 potential first team players that are done and dusted already, and we're not even 3 games into the season. It tells you everything you need to know. It's like, I get what Rodgers is trying to do, I know what he's going for, but the fact of the matter is, you need to work within your limits, and if he's planning to spend all of this money, he better fucking have a reason to, because if he's just going to spend money on these players to run them into the ground, then it makes it awkward. Every group's hard in the Champions League, that's a given type, but you know what I mean, like a Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, and I don't know, fucking Napoli type group, you know what I mean, like a group that you can see results happening in. It's a different story if you get hit against, like fucking Real Madrid, Liverpool, and who would be a good third pot team that would probably destroy a lot of really good, a Porto. That type of group, you know what I mean? You wouldn't see us get a result in that. Yeah, I could have put it better myself, Kieran. Feel like shit, I just want the Ange ball back. But when you look at it, there's not too many things to complain about other than the fact that we haven't scored. Once we do, life becomes good for us again, and I don't need to care. But I just want to see us score, because if we go 2 weeks in a row without scoring, when Brendan was talking about all of this attacking football, that's concerning. That's very concerning. Celtic are still miles in front of Rangers. I still think we're going to struggle against you next month. The views depends on who we've got fit. I mean, it's nice that we have Johnston fit, but let me put it to you like this, guys. We have Carter Vickers, Kobayashi, Novritsky, Welsh, O, Hatate, up until yesterday, Johnston, as well as a bunch of other knack and knack players like Horn and all that as well, that are injured. We've got half of our starting selection basically done already. It's just irritating, because if we have everyone at full strength and full fitness, this wouldn't be happening right now, because Celtic would just be like, right, look, this isn't Kyogo's type of game, and it's not to insult Kyogo, because Kyogo is a beautiful, brilliant player. We all know this, but he's not physical. So this would be a perfect example to be like, all right, you get on the pitch, right? You hold up the ball, let Yang and let Maeda get into space, you hold it up for them, and that gives the 2 wingers easier shots. And that's what Kyogo is trying to do. If you're watching the game alongside this, or if you're just watching the game as a whole and you're stopping it to check at halftime or whatever, that's the big thing for us, is the fact that we can't get in behind and just cut it across. Because every time that we have got someone in a position to do that, for some reason, it's been O'Reilly. Hart 7, Scales 7. I'd say, oh, right, you're going through ratings. Taylor 7, Johnston 8. I'd say that's fair, yep. O'Reilly 8, Turnbull 7. I'd say Turnbull's an 8. He's definitely gave us more of the creative outlooks. McGregor, I would give a 7. Maeda, I would give a 7. Kyogo, I would give a 6 or a 5, I would say, yeah, just because he's not really shown up too much. And Yang, an 8, yeah. Yang's been our best on the... Yeah, a toss-up between Yang and Johnston. Both of them have been absolutely fantastic. We've regressed, not progressed, yeah. The possession side is not going to cut it, and yeah, it's pish as pish. Every team knows how to play against us. It's the same shit when Brendan left us, exactly. That's the thing. It's like people forget what happened the last time, right? See, after Brendan left and we lost our big manager, and we went back to an old manager thinking, nah, everything will be fine, and then it ended up not, you know, because that's literally what's happening now. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not basing it until I see how good we are in Europe. Like, again, once the Champions League group stages are done, if we're still in Europe after it, fabulous. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's progress to me. That's a symbol. It's at least putting us in the right direction. It's a different story, though. Oh. Sorry, I'm just having a look to see. Yeah, I mean, it's showing all of the, like, back passing, like, and this little highlight thing here, and it's absolutely too true. It sucks. Rangers have had their starting 11 injured for half the season. You need to get on, mate. It's a squad game. I honestly don't recall. I mean, Rangers had way less injuries than I think you're giving yourself credit for there, Billy, but I mean, case in point is that it's the start of the season. It's not like the end of the season or in the middle of it where you're like, oh shit, we need all our players. It's like everyone should realistically be fit. That's why you have pre-season. Because if you don't have pre-season, then that's why it's there. Because if they don't have it, then, you know, usually they'll just wither away and be injured in the first few weeks of the season. But they've had a pre-season. They went to Japan. They had like multiple games at home, and yet they still 2-3 weeks into the season, we've got half of our backlines cut. He's a beautiful human being. Oh yeah, Martin, absolutely. He's a handsome wee fella, let's say that. He's one of the best things that we've got at a club, and he's definitely one of the few players that play for the sake of the badge, and I have a lot of respect for it. You didn't rate the manager. I didn't like Brendan Rodgers. I told, again, like, when he was appointed, I said it's a step back, because it is a literal step backwards, and there's no, like, when you consider the fact, right, that we could have, at the point in time where we were still scouting out Brendan Rodgers, we could have had Marco Rosa, Julian Nagelsmann, you know, we could have even had Ralph Rangnick if we wanted to. All of those managers we could have had for the same, if not less. But we brought Brendan back on a multi-million deal, which just, to me, shows that it's fucking Peter Lawwell doing the same pish that he was doing before. Because this is the big thing that I'll say right now before we get into the second half, because we'll be underway in about a minute or two, right? When Postecoglou was manager, he didn't take shit, right? He didn't do if, buts and maybes. The motherfucker just did, right? So when he wanted a transfer, bang, straight, he would get it done. He would walk into the office and go, if you don't get me this player, I'm gone. And that would be it. That would be the extent of what all Postecoglou would have to do, because everyone knows, oh shit, just give him what he wants. Rodgers is quite happy to sit back and go, oh, I don't mind, I'll sign whoever I need to sign. And you're just like, motherfucker, have a backbone. Have a backbone, because Peter Lawwell is the type of motherfucker that will sit on all of that money and not spend it, because that's what he did to make you leave in the first place. Rodgers needs to have a bit of balls and basically say to Lawwell, like, see if you're planning to do the same shit that you always do, where you have a good season with financial transfer spending and then you immediately fucking rescind it all the second that you have the ability to. And when you get into the Champions League, you should be spending money in good amounts of it. The fact of the matter is, Celtic are still under net spend because of the Jota signing. We still have technically made a profit in this transfer window. And yet people are like, oh, but it works out, it's so good. Ooh, yay, bee, we've got new people. Well, these new people aren't proven signings, are they? Like, yeah, I mean, Yang is a baller. I love him, but, I mean, have any of you seen Quan since the first match day? Our pre-season wasn't the best, and the players we brought in at Rangers still struggle a lot. Maybe our team is something better, but we can't defend it. It doesn't mean shit. Exactly. When you rebuild a team, you rebuild a team with the idea of trying to get it under control. And if Rodgers is just going to bring in players for the sake of just counteracting what he wants or what the board wants, it's going to be difficult. And we're seeing it here because I don't think Rodgers, if you were to ask him, hey, would you like to field these players? I'd say about 4 of them, he would be like, nah, I'd rather they just sit. I appreciate it, Ryan. I think Celtic want to back Ange, yeah. Oh, Celtic were willing to back Ange. It's just the fact that Ange wanted to have a bigger challenge, and you can't disrespect a dude wanting to go and test his managerial skills in one of the top leagues in the world. It's just a simple case where if Celtic need a type of manager, we'd need like a Marco Rosa, someone that can walk in and go, look, here is why I want these transfers, here is why I'm going to get these transfers, and here is what's going to happen if I don't. And but like I said, Rodgers is just the type that will sit back and go, whatever, I'll just field my children. Who are you? You a groundsman? Oh, right, you're a fucking Celtic number 9 now, get a shirt on and just throw them on the park for fun, you know what I mean? Border tight as fuck with managers, like you say, it's up to Brendan to grow up and address it, exactly. And that's the thing, he's taking steps, that's the evident thing. Best what we did was with the extensions, exactly it. That's the thing, most of the things that we're doing that are good right now is that we're just keeping the players that Postecoglou signed. Like, we're not really celebrating big signings, we're just kind of going, fucking yes, Kyogo stays! I'm going to focus up and actually give a wee bit of commentary for this second game. Let's just make sure everything's good up and running. If you're new here, you can subscribe if you would like to. It would help us out. You can also like the stream as well. That does bits for the algorithm as well. So we'll see what's happening here. Celtic do have a throw in quite early on. Let's see what we're going to do with it. You can already tell by St Johnstone's back line that they've changed their formation before that. Actually, I'm just going to go boop, boop. Yeah, I figured that. They went to a flat back and they're just going to play with the pincer strikers. That's totally fine. They're going to play all out defence. They're playing for the point already, you can do it. Ange's doing great in the APL. Exactly, because he's a manager that isn't afraid of big teams. So that was what made Celtic so impressive in the Champions League, despite the fact that we only drew 2 games. Is like, even we lost 5-1 to Real Madrid, right? But even the fans at the Bernabeu were like, well, at least they played football. The only reason we concede goals is because we constantly attack. But it's games like this where it's like, well, we are trying to be the attacking team, but we're not really scoring goals, and then we're giving stupid chances away, and it's just like, it's not... I don't have as much faith in the system, you know what I mean? Like, if I was to go blind, I would be able to tell you immediately, like, yeah, Ange Ball is better. No question about it. Is John Kennedy our best centre-half? Still probably. I mean, game a run around. I mean, to be fair, Brendan Rodgers played a bit of ball back in the day. Get him on the pitch and see what's happening. And you would have spent 30 million on the first team and balls and shipped out all the cloth. Exactly, because that's what he did the previous 2 seasons. Get rid of the dead wood and replace it with fucking mahogany. Absolute beautiful mahogany. Speaking of that, here comes a chance! Please, just get it under control. Oh my god, Maeda, I love you to death, man, but if you had a touch... Oh, if he had a touch, oh my god, he was 1-on-1. That was such a good... Again, that was a beautiful dummy for Kyogo to open up the space. It just didn't fucking work out. Cringe. Damn. Oh yeah, if Andrew's still in... If he was our manager right now, he'd probably be out in the park fucking screaming at them. Simple as that. Oh, so Johnston do look for a ball forward. It's not going to find anyone. Scales somehow fair enough, actually. Obviously, going to say he was trying to do a 1v1, but absolutely minced his man. There's a bundle over. There's an advantage being played, but Celtic are in the box. Please! How? Joe, for fuck's sake! This goalkeeper is actually starting to piss me off. And in fairness, O'Reilly's pissed me off there because you have a whole fucking net to aim at. And he hits it right at the goalie. You have the entire net, my G. Fucking hell, we should be 1-0 up. We should be 1-0 up. Doesn't quite work out, but we move. Actually needs help, yeah. Why did BR come back if we can't sign 2 or 3 big players? Because he was getting sacked at Leicester, let's be fucking real. It was either the Championship or the Champions League. You ask me what one I would take. I signed this at Johnstone goalie, fucking honestly, because he's about 17 times better than Joe Hart, at least for the 50 minutes I have seen of this dude. At least he knows where to be. It was an easy save, I'm not going to bullshit you, but the fact that O'Reilly couldn't just slightly contort his body to just put it towards the goal, like fucking hell. This guy is going to haunt my goddamn nightmares. Going to spark up. If you're against smoking or anything, I would probably leave the stream now. But almost 100 odd concurrents in here just to watch me talk shit about sport. You'll have to see it. Oh, that's a foul, surely. Referee, no. Phillips is going to run forward with it. We go do the exact same foul, but there's the difference. That's the difference. We wear green and white, so therefore that's a booking. The exact same challenge as 10 seconds ago. If you play the whole fucking clip, no, it conveniently starts just after it. But what his guy bundles him over, pushes him over, so he gets up, pushes him back, O'Reilly gets yellow carded. Superb. Bygone Era, that's a cool name. Everyone raises their game against Celtic. Well, yeah, I mean, that kind of has to be expected. You can't play normally against Celtic, you have to play elite. And to be fair, it's not as if St Johnstone are playing great, it's just one specific guy that's like just fucking grasped them into this game. Simple and pure, you know what I mean? Bill said he was taking a year out, aye. Then Celtic came for him, aye. Any manager will say they'll take a year or 2 out until they get offered a wage. That could still be awkward. It's a loose-ish touch for McGregor. He gets it under control though. Into space, O'Reilly bounces around. Genuinely get Kyogo off. He's just, I'm not really seeing what the point of him being on the pitch is. I would get Maeda central, get Abada on the right. Or maybe even get Haska on the left and get... no, actually, that would make more sense. Get Haskabanovic on the left for set pieces. Have Yang on the right for the crossing. Because it's not to insult Kyogo, because like I said, baller, but he's just not really... Don't you say that, KP, it will not end 0-0. Fuck. Everyone raises the game against it. Well, I mean, look at Kilmarnock, they're a prime example. They managed to beat both of the Glasgow clubs. It was not exactly the cross I was expecting or hoping to see for Yang. But the big thing that I'm seeing is that St Johnstone are just slowly and surely just pulling their way back. Aye, no, James, you put it fucking absolutely spot on. Their goalkeeper's having one of the games of the season already. Like, he's made at least 2 wonder saves, arguably 3, but again, O'Reilly really should have scored that chance. But the big thing is that we are making clear-cut chances. That was the big thing that we didn't do against Kilmarnock. Like, we had chances, but they weren't open or good ones. Terrace had the message about taking things more urgently, much better today. Exactly. Like they're much more switched on. We're not playing bad. That's why I'm not sitting here like I was against Kelly, where I'm more just confused than anything. they're getting Stevie May to warm up, he'll be coming on. Well, that's why I'm saying Kyogo would make sense to come off now, because it would just... We need physical urgency. So it'd make more sense to get a fresh winger on, put Maeda central and just let him run. It's going to take a bounce off of Phillips. It should be a Celtic throw-in, and is. And obviously, the more that this game kind of drags on, the more St Johnstone will feel comfortable. So again, it's very much similar to the Kelly game, in the sense of the fact that obviously, if Celtic don't score, then St Johnstone will feel more and more like they can get a point out of this, and maybe more as time clicks on. They're not, like I said, they're more content to just sitting back right now. They're not even thinking about attacking. They made some changes. Stevie May is officially on. Ponytail better than mine. I just want to see a bit more urgency through the midfield though, because our wingers are doing all of the work, let's be fully honest with you. And there's another, for what should be a yellow card for them. Kyogo's dead legged, he's kind of, you know, zombie stepping. Neil Lennon last season ran all of it for me, not good, exactly. It's just, I just forget that Neil Lennon, like that period of time for me doesn't exist. But it just seems to be a thing at Celtic Football Club where it's like, you know, for whatever reason, we're just like, yeah, we'll have a manager twice. For whatever reason. That's good pressing. Really good pressing for Maeda. Keeps it engaged, gets it in behind. Lagerbielke's going to just step up to cover his man. And our centre-backs are essentially about 30 yards for their box. Not a single Celtic player, with the exception of our goalkeeper, is in our half. That's how pressed up we are against them. Good goal awkward here, Yang. Good feet for him. Turnbull gets it under control. Here's Taylor. That's a good attempt, to be fair, but he just couldn't really keep it down. Good stuff. Not really too much force on it. No offence, guys. I love that. I don't know about you, but I feel like McGregor has lost since Big Ange has left. I would... It's a difficult one. I feel like Ange gave him more freedom. Like, I think, obviously, because Brendan Rodgers is much more a regimented player, or not player, I should say, manager, like, he'll want McGregor to kind of stay within his limits, if that makes sense, constantly have the right, like, the ability to move left and right, essentially, so he'll lock him in midfield, but under Ange, he was just like, yeah, mate, you go there, do what you want, best of luck, and that's it. So... Oh yeah, I mean, if Jurgen Klopp ever wanted to come to Celtic, he would suit us to a T, to be honest. But I don't see that ever happening, to be honest with you, because, I mean, let's be honest. It's Jurgen Klopp. Well, let's go. There could be a ball in. Yang's going to deflect, bounces around, clear the way eventually. It's not going to find anyone in specific. Scales gets it under control, and hopefully we can just use that midfield space again. Turnbull just rolls his way through that somehow. Doesn't eventually lose his shape. Fuck me, I do not like the fact that they're content in keeping McGregor locked out of this game. Anytime he's on the ball, there's like two of them just staring him down. It's a whole fucking thing, man. I can score one, I don't know. Check your phone quickly. It's on charge over there. Really? Need to bear with me a second. It's a corner kick for Celtic. Let's see what we decide to do with it. Let's see where this one decides to go. It could go anywhere, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, St Johnstone are zonal marking this one. Well, not man marking, that's unique. That could get awkward, and it is awkward. It's not going to be cleared away by any means, but certainly still in Celtic's favour. Could bounce around and go anywhere here. Johnston, good exchange out towards that back stick. Go across, Son does go across, it's still open. Can Yank steal there? He can, ball over. That's going to be a fucking foul for them, god damn it. Damn. How bad is it? It's not bad at all so far, Cammy, mate. We've played good, it's just that finishing product ain't there. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to worry about the season until it's done and buried officially, guys. I'm the type that has optimism. That's fair enough. Give me a sec. Well, there we go. There are the changes, and they're pretty much exactly what I was expecting to see. Abada is on, and Haskabanovic is on as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. My apologies to anyone that's just watching here slightly confused. Ralston's on as well. So Turnbull's off, Maeda's off. They're all changes that make sense. Alright, there we go. We just need to see a bit more fucking aggression, man, coming out of it, because the more that this goes on, the more frustrating that I'm going to get, because we've had such good fucking... We've had so many good chances. Here comes St Johnstone, though. It's going to be cut out immediately. And I do mean immediately by Gilbuk. Where'd my brain go, Doc, though? With under situation last, we would have faith, like, even if it was like the 95th minute, I'd still be like... But it's Brendan Rodgers, so it's slower football. Rodgers is still an upgrade from Ange, we just need more time. And I would definitely disagree with that, because, I mean, if Ange was an upgrade on... if Rodgers was an upgrade, then why didn't fucking Spurs go for him instead of Ange? Could have got him for free. Instead they decided to pay us to take ours. We're doing good though. Still got, what, 25 minutes and then whatever kind of comes out of additional time. Well, we'll get one or two more big chances. I'm confused. We'll be okay. Hopefully. That's a good ball through. Here's Haskabanovic. He can keep that in play and does keep it in play. It's played over the back stick, and for the millionth fucking time, O'Reilly is the only one that seems to know where to be. I am saying this one more fucking time for clarity. Get Kyogo off the park. He isn't there positionally. Every single fucking chance that we've had in the last 10-15 minutes has came from O'Reilly on a half volley. It's a lovely ball into the box again, but when you don't have physical players in the box, it's impossible to hold it up. So he's just kind of forced to take it on an upward half volley, and it's way over the bar. It's nowhere near it, but wish could have done a lot better. Ball's going to be swung forward by Ralston. It's not going to find anyone in particular. Carried down. Abada's going to keep the chase up on alive, but yeah, that's awkward. Haskabanovic has been wiped out there. The referee could wait. Honestly, that should be a foul as well. I'm going to, yeah, they're just dragging and pulling us down to the ground now. O'Reilly's officially been given something. No, at full time, placing the 10 alone, at least you won something. Well, right. Don't you fucking jinx us, Scapey, I swear to God. Well, they're warming up Gordon on the edge of the touchline for St Johnstone as well. Nearly 150 people in here, by the way, for just to watch me slowly lose my shit as time goes on. I love to see it. I need to plug. My apologies in advance, but it isn't a break for an injury. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff. It helps me out. Thank you. That is all. That's literally it. I don't have donations on because I don't ask for them. It's not my thing. Not until I'm partnered, which is like 1,000 subs. So the best thing you can do is down there. The St Johnstone players stayed down, and he stayed down quite harshly to be fair. He definitely is going to come off. He's kind of walking very gingerly, if that makes sense. Yeah, Gaz is one of the good few. I don't know how we ended up in here, but we move. Thank you whoever just subscribed. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, they've officially made the change. Gordon is on. So they've just kind of gone for a more physical backline now. They're just going to try and frustrate us going forward. They've done a pretty good job at frustrating us, but we've got hope. So Considine is off, Gordon is on, play is back underway, so let's focus up, boys, and maybe actually score a goal, because that would be quite nice for us. Scales gets it into space. It's always surprising as well, because I thought the biggest issue for today would be how bad defensively we would be. Our defence has been perfectly fine. Our defence has been incredible. But our attack has been, let's just say, not great in the finishing aspects. Celtic eventually win it back. It really could have been a St Johnstone foul, but it's not been given. Fair enough, we move forward with it. That could have been awkward. Ralston scored it under control and lays it back for him. Edge of the D could be awkward. Good first touch from O'Reilly. Good second touch from O'Reilly. And a lovely ball across the front of the face of the box. And once again, Mitov just throws his body out to get in front of it. Really clean. But the goalie was never really going to have too much out of that. Randy Marsh. Holy shit. South Park, man. Seen it all now. Yeah, 14 shots to 1. That's that really should say it all, to be honest with you. Rogers has to go, for fuck's sake. He'll be slacking the half next Sunday now. Filled to the brim with drama, let's say. I mean, St Johnstone, like I said, we knew they were going to defend a lot of the game, but fuck me, man. Their entire team is just... No matter how shite we may be, we will always be better than Rangers, KP. Here's Haskabanovic though, manages to get it out and under control. Good ball in. It's awkward, but Taylor holds it up pretty well actually. Good stuff for him. Oh, the referee gets in the way. We'll love to see it, and eventually just stop the he's going to do a drop ball for us, which is fair enough actually. I quite like that. There's a ball in behind, cleared away by just about actually by McClellan. Yeah, top versus bottom, one shot, exactly. We've been absolutely convincingly the better team. It's just quite literally end product. Now, Yang is officially off. Or, I don't know why it was showing him there. It's like... There's a long ball forward. It's not going to find anyone. That's just going to be gathered by Mitov, and he'll be able to gather and go again. You sound like a Celtic fan. Fair enough, I can't argue that. But he's just an honest Rangers fan, David. I can't really fault it, man. Wonder how the players who played under Rodgers actually feel about his return. They wouldn't have been happy. Anyone that has a brain cell would have seen this and gone, Peter Law wanted an easier way to fucking save a bit of money. He didn't want to go out and spend money on an actual manager that's got tactical awareness. Rodgers is an old-fashioned manager. He doesn't understand modern tactics, and case in point with this. Because if you're literally being handed an easy victory against St Johnstone, bear in mind they've had one shot, and yet you can't, with all of this time, all of this build-up of pressure, not score a goal, it gets annoying. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Neville has put it best. He's inherited a winning side and somehow managed to gut it before we're even into the fucking Champions League group stage. It's honestly impressive because they just don't look like the same type of lads. But here we go. Could be something here. Instead, he decides to just start or stop it around the place. It's going to be cleared out. It should be a corner kick, hopefully. Fair play to Ralston for keeping it in play. Thank you to the people who just subscribed as well. We appreciate that. Nearly at 710 now. That's very nice. So this is the response after getting knocked out of the cup last week. Fucking pathetic. Exactly. Do we still have time? No! See that? Sign this goal! See this fucking goalie, by the way! See this dickhead! Sign him on a maximum contract. Build him a statue. Because how the fuck is he saving that? Haskabanovic just had a beauty for about 30 yards out and it's curling right into the bottom corner. And Maitov at the last second fucking fight, like full stretch. He has made 3 wonder saves in one match now. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a genuine concern. Yeah, it feels like it. Oh, the one thing about never let yourself. Oh. Don't be one of them. Fair enough, David. Can't argue with that. CG Novo's not biased. Yeah, that's the thing. You always have people that have good opinions. They just support a certain club that isn't exactly known for having, you know, non-biased opinions. I mean, I'm a Celtic fan, but if Rangers play well, they play well, and I'll say what they do. It's got to go. Yeah, we just need to see a bit more. Like I said, I'm happy to let Rodgers run his course until, you know, like the end of the Champions League group stages and then base my response off of that, but we need to fucking score goals, man. It's literally what Celtic's identity or DNA is, attacking football. And yet I have seen more 1-2s between Lagerbielke and Scales than I care to admit. It's not exactly fun. I was really impressed with Ralston last game. It was alright, it wasn't great. Does this channel have a bra for you? A bra for? I'm sorry, I don't know if it's just because I don't know what I'm hanging. You're shit about a referee conspiracy 10 minutes ago. Brother, what are you talking about? I said there was a push on the back and then there was a yellow card for a push in the back 10 seconds later. That's not really a conspiracy. Just me calling out as it is. That could have gotten awkward. It's out for a throw in. Or is it a corner? A corner kick. You just know Rodgers fucks us up, he'll be managing the South American national team by next season. Now, look, Rodgers is a good manager. He just needs to figure out what the system is quickly. Because I thought Rodgers would have had a system figured out, and that's why we wanted him to come back. And I was like, all right, fair enough. I suppose that's cool. But instead, yeah, it's literally just the same shit that we've seen before he went to Leicester. With the exception of just different players in a different period of time. There's a good ball in. That's headed off. It's deflected off of Lagerbielke. Could have gone anywhere. Doesn't quite do so. Oh, you can let them talk shit all they want. Virtual, it's totally fine. You know what I mean? Like, Rangers fans are entitled to have a dig, but it's only if they start calling people names. That's where the line gets drawn. If they start going after people in chat for whatever reason. There's Kyogo. That's awkward. It's going to be a corner kick, I hope. But Kyogo generally does not look happy, man. It's like the first time I've not seen him smiling. This is a concern. Right idea for Abada. He does well to kind of squeeze it through. It is definitely a corner kick. O'Reilly's going to swing it in. Somehow Lagerbielke doesn't get that under control. McGregor, edge of the box, still awkward. Crossed in to literally no one. Who the fuck are you aiming for, O'Reilly, mate? And now Maitov is magically injured. Magically injured again. What happened exactly? Did he get stood on? Maybe he just landed weird on his ankle, actually. It's kind of hard to tell. Well, good. Get him off, man. Get the fucking goalie off. We need something. This guy's literally the only reason St Johnstone ain't like 5-0 down convincingly right now. Bernabe is going to be one of the final changes that we make. I mean, Taylor looks fucking raging, and honestly, I do not blame him. But yeah, people wanted this. People wanted Rodgers to come back. This is why I stand by my first video that I made on it, because a lot of people gave me shit for saying what I said, but everything I'm saying, it's happening, and it's happening quicker than I thought. Forrest needs to wind the clock back 10 years real quick. Exactly, just get him on, hat trick, comfortable victory. So it's officially a crisis now. Nah, it's not a crisis, not by any fucking means. It's only a crisis once we actually start losing games in a consistent way. Like I said, it's not we haven't played bad, it's just that once again we've not made the right choices for this game, let's say. Kyogo just wasted a starting 11 spot. That's the simplest way I can put it to you. It's not because he's playing bad, he's just not built to be in a physical 1v2 every single time. You can see it on his face, he's tired. It's just the same kind of bone stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, and this is literally this. It's not the same side, it's not the same players by any means, but it is the same team that lost to Southern Albion 4-0 no less than a week or so ago. It's just fucking irritating because no matter what you do, you can only sit here and say, fair enough, you know what I mean, we've played alright in certain degrees, we've played very good in a lot of areas of the pitch. I mean, there's no bad performances, except for the people that you wouldn't expect to have to care about. Like I said, I mean, Maeda ran his heart out, but didn't really run into anywhere that mattered. The best player in the park for terms of chances was O'Reilly, and he missed about 4 of them. We still have plenty of time, and more than enough to do what we need to do. Yeah, that's exactly it. Because Rodgers actually has pressure on him now, he's going to crumble. I just hope that he does well in fucking Europe, because that's the only reason that I'm giving him any type of leeway. This could be good for us. So Bernabe gets in front of Haskavanovic, just kind of gets in his way and it can't really do much with it. It's going to bounce all the way back though. And Celtic will gather their shape again. There's one of the players that has been silently brilliant the entire day. Lagerbielke, absolutely fantastic performance for him today, but again, he's just going to feel confused. Because the defenders have put in a very good shift. But the attack is just... they've been lacklustre, let's just say that much. Good ball forward, could go anywhere, and it's going to bounce for St Johnstone. They'll punt it as far as they can, and Joe Hart's just going to run up and try and put themselves on it. Yeah, exactly. It's only the third game of the season, guys. That's why I'm definitely not calling it crises, because we have a bunch of players that are injured and stuff there now, so it's not exactly a full strength team, but it's just irritating that at home you should be winning these games, no fucking questions about it. We have no height or strength. Yeah, we don't have physicality, that's the big thing, because we don't have Carter Vickers, who would be perfect for this type of game. We don't have an O, who would have been ideal for this type of game. He would have been perfect for this. Fuck your balls all inclusive. Maybe by the end of this match you might need it. But there's still time. Still plenty of it. That's why I'm just keeping myself composed for now. I don't see St Johnstone winning it, at the very least. I just kind of have a half crack there though. That could be good for us. Ball into space and Kyogo's missed us. Yeah, he's tired. He is very tired. Let's just say that. Kyogo didn't even fucking look like he wanted to have that chance. He just kind of stunts it as he... Oh my god, boys, can you try and fucking show some type of urgency? He doesn't start next game if he wants. See, if this is generally the level of ability you're going to get, if you're the single choice striker and you think that now's the time where you can go 2 games without scoring a fucking goal, you fool. And it's not as if he's had no chances, you know what I mean? The guy's had about fucking 3 or 4, missed them all, missed a sitter in the game against Kelly in the last match, and yet he'll still get picked to start. I really hope he was fit by the time the fucking old firm comes around, because we need him. Genuinely. Ball's played forward, could go anywhere. Let's see where that one ends up. Ends to Bernabé, could bounce around, get a little awkward, doesn't find anyone in. If both teams scored half the chances, we would win 9-1. Exactly. That's the best way to put it. Aye, he is that guy, but he is injured. That's the sad thing about it. It's just frustrating. It's because of the training regiments, that's the thing. Like, Postecoglou, it was light but intense training, like light intensity. Rodgers is more or less about constant regimented, like, again, if you've ever watched a training session at Lennoxtown, they go hard. With a trade-off that it being that most of our defenders' legs explode by the time the training sessions are done. Very confused by this Celtic performance because we've been fantastic and see, I cannot say we have put a foot wrong defensively. Defensively we've been fantastic. It's the attack today, which is very surprising, let's say. But we missed a couple of key players today, that's what it kind of feels like a tad, you know what I mean? Yeah, just sell McCarthy for fun. I know I'll miss CCV. Like if we were to lose someone like Carter Vickers, I mean, take a look at the situation that we're dealing with now. For instance, right, like towards the end of the last season when we didn't have Carter Vickers and Johnston, that's when Celtic looked unsteady, and it's very much a similar situation now. Celtic need to just keep themselves in good stead, have options there, but the fact is they go hard, and every time they fall over or get injured. They're not small injuries. They're 2, 3, 4 weeks up to 5, 6 months at times. You know what I mean? McPherson's on for Turner Cook. That's one of the changes for St Johnstone. 2-1 jerseys. Is that what your prediction is for next week, Alexander? I really need to see who's fit next week before I make any assumption, but this old firm feels like a draw written all over it. Here's Askabanovic. Oh, it's an awkward touch and an even worse one to back it up. That's a good steal for Bernabé though. Tries to lay it across and doesn't find a single person one. Yeah. Oh, here's a chance for St Johnstone there. That was a very good chance for St Johnstone. That could have genuinely been bad for us, but Joe Hart was aware of it. Literally the first thing the guys had to do in 82 minutes, and he's kind of got his arms out as if to say, hey, what the fuck? Scales has been found out a couple of times in this half, and I'm his supporter. Yeah, but it's just because St Johnstone are simply trying to push forward a bit more now, but again, Celtic just, we have time. There's a good ball in here, ball back across, and again, somehow the fucking defence keep it out. That is incredible for St Johnstone. Oh, and here we go. A guy who was just brought on is got cramp. You're not that clever, St Johnstone, let's be real. It's a good save for Mitov on that initial block as well again, though. It's KP, put it spot on. It's and just got that pure Australian intensity. It's like, yeah, if you fucking mess this up, mate, I'll drag you into the dressing room and I'll fuck you up. And it's simple as that. But Rodgers is like, oh, at least you saw some character, boys. Here's you know, a little pat on the back and a handshake. Like, fuck off. If I was the manager, I'd be like, see if you cunts don't score against St Johnstone, I'm going to fucking, I will literally lock yous in the goddamn training ground until yous learn how to score. Because what the fuck is this? Seriously? It's like watching Celtic's Colts. Abada's got it on the right hand side. Let's see where this one goes. Dinked over. Header. Oh my fucking god, he's missed a sitter. Why can't we score? Why can't we score a goal? Forrest, you fucking idiot, man. Doesn't even need to jump, but jumps anyway, because, yeah, why not? If he just stays there and heads it into the floor, congratulations, Celtic, you managed to get a late winner, but not. Ah, my God. Yeah, you know, no bet seems to be on. Yeah, Fraser comes in, we'll only get fucking smaller now. We need physical presences now, like, we actually need to fucking figure this out, because it's getting kind of laughable. Like, genuinely, man. Albion Rovers represent. They were brilliant in their game, actually. They won 1-0 in their game. So, yeah, to be fair, at least they could fucking score. Big up Bevan. Let's see what happens here. Scales, Haskabanovic. Where are you going to go this time, big man? Nowhere in particular. It goes out towards the left eventually. Bernabé and Forrest just leaves the ball for whatever reason. Eventually goes to try and win it back. Couple of bouncer rounds. It's going to be a Celtic throw-in. We still have time, but not a lot of it. I mean, Celtic are only a point. Yeah, technically, I mean, I don't know what the scores are in the other games right now, but if St Mirren win tomorrow, I'm pretty sure they're top. But it's not exactly fucking great. I'll say that much. I know that injuries were going to hamper the full potential of Celtic, but the fact that we haven't been able to score today is just fucking laughable. Especially when you consider the calibre of chances that we've been able to take as well. Like, we've missed so many fucking sitters. O'Reilly has missed at least one absolute sitter that just... that'll play in my head for over the entire course of the week. So... yeah, and so Johnstone will just kind of be happy with it, you know what I mean? They'll try and vibe. What happened to Celtic if... change of manager if Celtic loses the league? If we lose the league, then it justifies everything that every fan basically said at the start. It was like, never fucking listen to Peter Law or anyone for the board ever again, because they're a bunch of Mongols who don't know how to actually, you know, do football correctly. Let's just say that much. But you could tell Rodgers was never going to get full control of this Celtic team, and let's be fucking honest with you, we haven't played bad. That's why I'm not sitting here pure like raging or screaming like, oh my fucking God. It's just the same shit that we all could see coming, but never had the chance to really put across to the board, because this is the thing. Peter Law isn't going to put his hand in his pocket to strengthen at all. You can see it coming. You're going to get maybe 2 or 3. That could have been so bad for us. So Johnston just kind of had like a half chance across the front of the box. Could have gone anywhere, and thankfully for us, it didn't go in. Yeah, and this is meant to be like a fresh chapter under Brendan Rodgers. It's not fresh if he's a manager we've already had. And that's the thing. You know, we never stop. That's the whole message of Postecoglou's football. Yeah, we did stop, and we turned around and went backwards and picked up the prick that left us for Leicester. And this is what we've got for it. It's just classic fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? This is like, we need Bundesliga rules where fans actually have a say in how their clubs are run. There's a ball in, could bounce anywhere. It's not going to bounce anywhere in particular. It's going to be headed clear for a fucking corner kick. Brown's in the book for that previous fault. So far, so good for you, I guess, KP. At least you have something to smile about. It's going to be swung up, awkward and in the air. It's definitely not comfortable for St Johnstone, but they do get it away eventually. Shad's got it. Out as far as Bernabé, played in. It's like, Kyogo, you fucking... This motherfucker, I swear to God, he is not good. He is not good at fucking off-the-cuff runs. If he just stayed there. And instead he tries to be too clever and get an extended touch on it. and just misses the ball entirely instead. That is fucking stupid. That is next levels of bad, man. Signs a new fucking contract and that's when he starts playing like this. Come on, man. Yous are a bunch of fucking jokes. This is St Johnstone yous are playing. I'd understand if it was a fucking actual game where they'd put some form of actual effort against us, but they sat in. Their goalkeeper is the only reason they're going to get a fucking point out of this at all. And they could potentially get more because who fucking knows at this point? I know the pre-season wasn't exactly great, but fuck me, everything that we could have had exposed has been exposed in the opening 3-4 games of the season. Let's be real. It's a whole fucking thing. Should have tried to get Musa back before he went to Saudi. Yeah, it would have been pretty good, but there's only 8 minutes added time in this game. We've played about 1 or 2 of it so far, so there is still potential for us to get something there, but it's going to be very much an intriguing one. But if you like this sort of stuff, please subscribe for more suffering. It makes it worthwhile, I suppose. Our stream's popped off. We've got nearly 200 people in here watching this right now, which is nice. Do you think Jota would come back if he's a free agent? No, because of his wages. He would end up going to... I mean, to be fair, fucking Postecoglou might as well just take a punt on him. That would make sense to me. It'd give them, a backup player after his son as well, so... But my dove's got it. See where he's going to punt it, hopefully into... Well, it comes off the back of Kyogo's head. I'm just going to play on. How long is left in injury time? Right now, there is about... we're in the 94th, so... Not too much. I'd say about 3 or 4 minutes. They might play on a wee bit added time on top of that, but there's enough time for maybe 1 or 2 more chances, so... Ross County style, I would love a late goal. We fucking deserve a late goal. We deserve to win this game. But... when the passes are that fucking slack, man. It's going to be hard for us to get really anything out of it, but there's still time. There's still time. Jota's going to Italy. Well, there you go. To be fair, he would actually suit Roma to a T. He would suit Roma's side very well. That's a good move for Celtic. We've been filled on the edge of the box. Referee's not going to call it though. Eventually just punted off one of our players that's going to go out for a corner, not a corner kick, sorry, a goal kick for St Johnstone. All I'm saying is if Rodgers doesn't walk into the fucking boardroom after this and go, yous need to spend money, and that in fact that's all he would need to fucking say. Just walk in and be like, yeah, is this what you want me to work with for a whole goddamn season? You want me going to the Champions League with this squad? Because fuck me, man, we're not even Europa League level right now. It's just saying as it is. There's only a couple of minutes now, about 2 or 3. Should be a foul for us. And this, there we go. St Johnstone are just flopping and diving all over the place, just trying to buy him. I mean, as they damn well fucking should. They know that a point is massive here. And once again, just another half-assed loose pass for the wingers. Eventually they pull it back for another foul chance. Yep. The first cut, you put it there. Exactly, yeah. His football style is outdated. It doesn't make sense for Celtic, no. We needed someone that had an counter-attack of mindset, not built for the back. This type of manager style, it suits, your mid-table Premier League teams, but it doesn't suit Celtic. We like to play attractive, flashy football, but as much as we've been the better team, St Johnstone have just sat in. That's all they've had to do to lock us out. It's not as if they've done anything fancy. It's outside on the edge of the D here. There's a chance straight into the hands of fucking Maitov. That's a a decent opportunity, I guess. We need to get more good defenders in. Aye. Well, we need to actually just throw the book at it, basically, towards the end of this. 60 quid up, aye. That's what it's starting to feel like. There's only about a minute and a half left. That's the fucking shame about it. We put in a good performance, but once again, just lacklustre striking. Once just can't really say anything else except that. Fair enough to St Johnstone though. I mean, I can't say that there've been too much to say about their performance. Their goalkeeper was good. That's it. That's all I can say. Quite literally. But we need to get our fucking fingers out, man, because the next match is a big match for the season, especially now that Rangers have the momentum going into it, and we're doing this. If Rangers win the next Old Firm, they're ahead of us by 2 points. If we win, we're ahead by 4. So there is definitely an Old Firm to watch if you're a neutral, but just sucks that Celtic don't have the full options that we really should have. And the fact that, once again, our strikers have switched off, we need to. Oh, that's I love how he's all coming now. But, no, I'm not really shocked and appalled. Not by any sense of the stretch. I mean, it'll be shocking when next week we come to fucking Ibrox and absolutely decimate you cunts 5-0 for a laugh. Because let's be real, we weren't bad. We didn't get scored against. I suppose that's a plus, but fuck me. We just really need our striker depth options back. I don't know what O's doing, but just fucking speed run his healing process and hopefully we're good. But it's one of those, isn't it? Can't really say anything about it. Celtic are not really known for their starts to the seasons. It's always how we finish them that matter. So still bouncing and bobbling all over the place. It's not really going to find anyone in particular. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more chances, but I'd be very optimistic of us getting something for the game at this point. Yeah, sure. You said that a lot of times last season too, and how did that work out? Bear in mind, you beat us 1 time in the entirety of last season. Literally once, when it didn't matter. So, yeah. Talk shit all yous want. Yous can talk shit after the game if yous beat us. But the fact of the matter is, you're calling us shite and all that stuff. We're still ahead of yous. We still ain't lost. Is that long pound? Let's see where this one goes. Ow, just knocked my headphone out. That's nice. Yeah, and this is where all that hold-up play for St Johnstone in the early parts is going to come into effect. We'll probably have time for 1 or more. That's about it. But we saw Gukamakis way back in January. We let Jota and Starfelt go. Those were big mistakes. In the fact that all our new signings are basically dead and injured. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't exactly, how much did we get for Starfield? 5.5, wasn't it? 5.5 and then like $1 million in add-ons, so it's 6.5 million about. There's a chance for Bernabeu. It's awkward on the edge of the box. Still somehow doesn't find his way through. It's going to be a corner kick for us, at least. Something. As a Rangers fan, I think you seriously need Vickers back. Yeah, no, Lewis, you've put it spot on. Carter Vickers is the big thing for us, and again, just having a different striker option. Because Kyogo just didn't look like he was himself today at all. That's the simple way to put it, and it came back to bite us in the ass. I mean, it's still a point to take. That's why it's all, I'm not too heartbroken by it by any case. Mate, the only thing Todd Cantwell fucking glides past is he doesn't glide past anyone. What the fuck are you talking about? He falls over, and that's about the extent of his game. It's like, I mean, if Cantwell's going to glide past us, aye, fuck it, man. Anthony Ralston's going to glide past yous. Both about as useful as each other. Chance at the edge of the box, could be something here. Nah, it's going to be claimed, and Keogh will move to Spurs next. I wouldn't even be surprised, but we've got him on a 5-year contract, so it'd be a bit of a delusion to see that happening. But there is talks about Hatate and Abada though. Abada's on he's having conversations, but yeah, it's definitely not the type of performance we were hoping for, but all accounts considered. Yeah, so Johnston will certainly feel a lot happier about that point than we will, but it's still a point to take. That's the advantage about it, at least we didn't lose it. But their man of the match definitely has to be their fucking goalkeeper. Well and truly, their goalkeeper was superb today. And if you're a St Johnstone fan in chat, fucking congrats to you, by the way, because he's deserved a point out of the game. I can't even really argue against it. Our finishing was god-awful. But that's your table as it stands. Let's see. Motherwell managed to get their point, but they managed to draw their game. Or did they go ahead and sweep? Livingston managed to beat fucking Hibs. That's just weird results all around, man. Weird results all around. Can't actually fault it in the slightest. Not fault them. Another week to go. That's the thing. I expect to see them all in here next week when we're humping them, and I hope to hear the same amount of shithousery. But they're giving a Celtic fan their views and money, so why the fuck would I care? I mean, I think next week will be a great game. Rangers are still shaky with their new team bedding, and Celtic unfortunately just not great on today's injuries. And yeah, it'll be a good game for both sides in terms of momentum swing. The early season momentum swing is going to be massive for whoever gets it. But I mean, again, Rangers started the season slower. They're picking up speed. Celtic have started the season slow, and we haven't really picked up speed as of yet. There are good things to take for Celtic's play. The fact that we're outplaying our opponents, but it doesn't mean shit if you can't score against them. That's the be-all and end-all of how football works. It's not a game about how well you play. It's a game about what fucking score it ends, and I don't know why. It's Google just going to continuously... But the game ended like 5 fucking minutes ago, Chief. You want to... Okay, according to Google, the game's still going, but nah, it's full time and done. Yeah, Motherwell managed to beat Kilmarnock, so Kilmarnock aren't invincible, who would have known? St Mirren are the last one left. I'm seriously thinking the Bold have agreed they're going to win the league this year. Yeah, no, that's what it feels like. They basically just went, well, if Postecoglou can do it when he's already in talks to leave at the end of the season, then surely some new manager coming in would be able to do it. And of course, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for us. It's frustrating for the actual proper fans that could see it coming. You know what I mean? It's just fucking incredible. Contracts can be paid out, and Spurs want another striker. But if they wanted another striker, then they would probably spend it on a striker that would make sense for the fit. You know what I mean? They would go for a tall physical boy, because they already have, players like, Richarlison and stuff that they can use. What's your thoughts on the ticket allocation for Ibrox at Celtic Park? For the Old Firms seem pish. Yeah, no, I mean, Old Firms are always they're boring in terms of atmosphere nowadays, because, I mean, if you go to Celtic Park, you get, like, the wee corner, that's it. If you go to Ibrox, it's basically the same, just the tiny wee slit of 700 to 1,000, and that's about it. That's your whack. Should be ashamed of ourselves today. Absolute disgrace. Rangers are going to... I wouldn't be too confident in that, Jim Bob. Football's a funny sport. Celtic are always a team that fucking mess it up against random matches that we shouldn't. And we've done it 2 weeks in a row now. And it's usually the rules of third time lucky. So, next week we'll go to Ibrox and do a job. At least that's what I'm kind of hoping. But for those that are just here to see the game, that is full time. It is officially over and done with. I don't know why Google's consistently saying that this game's endlessly just going on. It ended about 10 minutes ago. But there is the overall table as it stands. Motherwell and Celtic tied in the top places for now. Obviously St Mirren still have their game to play and Hearts have their games to play, so that could definitely change. But Rangers in third as it stands, obviously with that loss to Kelly at the start of the season. But they've definitely bounced back. They've kept themselves clean sheets, and you give them credit where it's due in that regard, but it's definitely open. We've played out basically any opponents that we've played, with the exception of the Kelly match last week. I would say that we were absolutely the better teams. I mean, The game against Aberdeen, perfect example, where we were just very good, clean counter-attacking football, but it just never really worked out for us in that kind of sense and regard. We managed to get the win, but it wasn't very convincing, and it was the exact same against Ross County. Do you have any teams you support outside of Celtic and Liverpool? Well, yeah, I mean, I support Celtic, Liverpool. I mean, there's teams that I appreciate, there's teams that I kind of root for whenever I see them play. Like, if you're going, I guess, like Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund. I love Borussia Dortmund. I think they're a lovely side. I love like the fucking yellow wall is incredible. If you go to France, I don't have a team I particularly care for. If you go to Spain, Real Betis. I'd say Real Betis. If not Real Betis, and maybe I kind of have a soft spot for Barcelona, but I don't really have a soft spot for Barcelona. It's just if you're going preference. If we play the way we've been playing next week, then we'll be no getting a win. That's for sure. Maybe so, man. Maybe so, Kevin. But the way to look at it is that, again, we didn't concede. We were not bad. It was just a simple case of we didn't finish. That was it. Like we the next week is straight out finishing training. And what a lot of people forget as well, right, is that Rangers need to play a game in between now and when we play them. They still have to go through a Champions League qualifier. They still need to go all the way over to fucking Eindhoven and put up a performance there. So it seems like people are forgetting that Celtic still technically have the upper hand. Even though we might be injured, we won't be the unfit team. Because Rangers will have to obviously prioritise getting into the Champions League for obvious reasons, for money, because realistically if they don't get into the Champions League, then all of the money that they've spent in this transfer window is rendered pointless and they can't do shit in January, which is fine for us, I suppose, but for overall Scottish coefficient, not so much. What's the best draw we can get for the Champions League? Right now, that's a hard one. I mean, in pot one, you could take your pick between Napoli or Barca. They're the easier ones of the top pots that you could potentially get wins against. Pot two, I would say Sevilla, mainly because it's Sevilla, or Europa League specialists, not so much Champions Leagues. Oh yeah, no, that the game's just going to keep fucking going, by the way. I don't honestly know what it's doing, Scott, but the game ended like ages ago. It's just Google doing Google fucking things. Apparently, Hibs and Livingston are 16 minutes into overtime as well, but it's definitely not the case. It's just this incredibly well-designed multi-billion-dollar corporation that can't do numbers correctly. But I can assure you the game did end. They're all the results for the ones here. But obviously that's the big one next week. But it's all to play for in that one, for sure. But they're all the results for today's games. Rangers managed to beat Ross County 2-0. We drew with St Johnstone 0-0, which is a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a punch in the dick, let's be real, but it's whatever. Livingston beating Hibs, fair enough to them. They have a lot of respect for me for being able to do that, all things considered. And then Motherwell obviously getting their win. A very late win, might I add, by the way. Harry Payton, 98th minute winner. Good for them. That's going to fucking hot Killie fans, but all things considered, that's your table. Hibs are bottom. That is shocking. But it's definitely not the start to the season a lot of people were expecting. I mean, Motherwell are somehow hanging about in there. St Mirren, like I said, after tomorrow, they could push their way up and cause a lot of problems. So it should be a good thing for us to have the game through the week. It could be a good thing if you win. If you've got the momentum and you swing through on it, mate, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, fair enough. That's totally fine. That's fixed itself now. But any chance pulling up the Maryhill Juniors squad? Yeah, I'll do that for you now. Let me check. Maryhill Juniors. Let's see what pops up. Oh, it needs to load into 12. Why is it lagging now? I can close all this down, actually. I don't think about it. Let us see. Use loss to Fourth Wanderers. Rip. Yeah, you lost to Maryhill, unfortunately. That's kind of sad. Rip. Yeah, one team that won't be at the bottom is St Mirren. St Mirren will be able to push on and do a hell of a lot more for you. That's the incredible thing about it, is that they'll be able to build on it and actually do something. And I'm pretty sure, who's it they play next week? Because I know they got Aberdeen tomorrow, but who do they play after that? Livingston away from home. So it's definitely doable that they could potentially go for a perfect start. 5 for 5. Like, it is more than doable if they actually... You know, obviously they need to win against Aberdeen, and that's a big ask. Aberdeen are a good side by all stretch, but again, you look at the table, Aberdeen will want to win, ideally, because a win and a draw and a loss, I should say, isn't exactly ideal for them. They'll want to push themselves up into these top 6 spots as early as they conceivably can, but it's just kind of frustrating, obviously. Like, again, Celtic could have just put ourselves a wee bit more comfortably ahead. Fortunately for us, didn't really happen. Oh, I appreciate that, Dave. That's very nice. But yeah, I'll be definitely here next week as well, and probably for the Champions League group stage draw as well, because like I say, I might as well do that for fun, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm curious to see who Celtic get, but I would want to see us get a respectably easier group anyway. Like, again, I'm not too fussed, as long as we get a group that we can at least get wins in. If we can get, you know, like a draw with like a Shakhtar, you know, pot 3 type team or anything like that, I'd be able to consider that a success, absolutely. St Mirren is the only team that hasn't done much transfers business. They've kept the majority of last season's team. Exactly. They've just basically went, fuck it, don't fix what isn't broke. They got into the top half last season. Why change that? Just give the players that want extra contracts a little bit of extra money and they'll be good. I'll catch you after next time as well, Chateau, mate. It's nice to see you as always, man. Hope you have a lovely weekend, or rest of your weekend, I should say, and hopefully I'll see you the next time we're live. I could have lied, but I'm not the type to do that, Paul, unfortunately. It wasn't exactly great for you, but hey, I mean, you didn't. I'd like to see Rangers getting into the Champions League, but yeah, you have to go all out this week. This is a big week for Rangers overall as a whole, because obviously Celtic, our entire objective is just beat Rangers, but Rangers also on top of going, right, we need to beat Celtic to go ahead of them in the league table next week, or, you know, even just get a draw with them to stay within touching distance. Because, I mean, Rangers would probably take a draw at this stage in the season. I think Celtic would probably take a draw as well, but you need to get past PSV, and that's the big kicker, is if PSV go all out and it's like it gets dragged to extra time or penalties or whatever, then it's just more fitness that your key players will be lacking for that game against Celtic. And like I said, Celtic's disadvantage is obvious. It's on the pitch. We've seen it today. Half of our key players are dead, so it's a bit difficult for us to field a particularly strong starting 11. But we've got a starting 11 that we can field that's definitely good enough. I mean, Lagerbielke was fine today, so was Scales. So hopefully, yeah, you do. It's if you qualify out of the playoff paths, it's 30, well, not 30 million, it's like 28 point something, but basically 30 million, yeah. Celtic we will get ours once we get knocked out of the groups, essentially. So we've got 30 million to look forward to as it is. Rangers need to get into the Champions League to have theirs guaranteed for if they get knocked out. So it's definitely a lot to play for Rangers this week, because, I mean, the trade-off is, would you win one game and lose the other, or it's a difficult one, because if you sacrifice Champions League football, you sacrifice Champions League football. Like, it's Champions League football, it's the prestigious tournament of football, you know, it's kind of obvious, right? But Celtic. They're your rivals, and they're ahead of you in the table, and if you beat them, you go ahead of them, and there's more chance of you winning the fucking league than there is, you know, winning the Champions League. It's one of those ones that are up in the air for debate, man, you know what I mean? BL's coming to destroy us, not to make us better. He's fucking agent, chaos agent, that's what it's starting to feel like, but again, I like to base my opinions off of what I see, rather than how I feel, and again, I feel let down based on today's performance, but it's not because we played bad, it was just because our players didn't necessarily switch on. Kyogo wasn't awake today. I mean, he was just kind of wandering around for the sake of getting his wages paid at the end of the week, and that was about it. But the players that did play well were the ones that I wasn't expecting to see even play, to be honest with you. Taylor, fantastic. I thought Bernabeu would have started, but no, he doesn't. Taylor gets a nod, he was great. Johnston, I wasn't expecting him to even be selected full stop, even for the bench. Yeah, he does, starts, and he's fantastically fine. Ralston comes on, does a good job. Lagerbielke and Scales were good, no complaints or quarrels or crossway them. Hart didn't have fuck all to do, so it's kind of hard to base his opinions, but he didn't concede at the very least, so I suppose that's a you know, kind of decent balance, you know what I mean? It's a weird one, it's definitely a weird one. Got nothing to lose, and if we get beat into the Europa Leagues, we've got everything to gain, nothing to lose. I suppose that's true, but the Europa Leagues only pay out about 8 million for group stage exits. So you would need, if you dropped into the Europa League, you would need to have a good run to subsidise the 30 million you'd lose from not qualifying just into the group stages. Because realistically, you qualify into the group stages, finish third, and then go on your Europa League run. It's a reasonable thing. Rangers won, Celtic drew, hopefully Scotland can beat Georgia in the rugby. If we could beat Georgia in the rugby, that would make my day slightly better, because I mean, I'm kind of in the polar opposite. Rangers won, Celtic drew. Hopefully we can get something a little bit better. When do we tip off against Georgia exactly? Yeah, we shouldn't have brought him back. I do agree with that, Lindsay, but we have to stick with him. He's our manager, so again, it's all well and good going, fuck you, but at the same time, it's not going to do any good. If Rodgers doesn't perform well, eventually the board will wake up and sack him. If they decide to try and do the thing that they did with Lennon, where they just let it run under the carpet for however long, then the fans will just protest. It's way too early in the season for them not to listen to the fans, so it's a different one. Do you think Scales earned his chance to challenge Nowitzki? Yeah, no, definitely. Scales was good today. I can't put a single foot wrong with how we defended at all. Defensively, we were fantastic. It was just, I said, the finishing aspects. But if you're asking me who the starting two are for next week, then it's 5:30 kick-off. Thank you for letting me know, Kyle. I appreciate it. If you're asking me who the starting centre-backs are for the Old Firm next week, I would go for, I mean, it's not as if we have too many options, you know what I mean? But for me personally, it would make sense to go with Lagerbielke and Scales. If Nowitzki comes back and he's fit, but again, I'm pretty sure he's out for like a solid month minimum. Like, he won't be fit until the second or third Champions League game. So that's a bit of a concern. And Carter Vickers is injured basically until the end of the Champions League the Champions League groups as a whole. He's out for the next 2 months apparently. So. Oh, it would be nice to see us get out of the group stages, definitely. I mean, Scotland has, again, in rugby terms, we've actually been quite good over the last few years. We've had consistent records in the Calcutta Cups. I mean, we were brilliant against, we weren't insanely good against France, but in that last game against France in the rugby, that comeback effort was pretty good. And then the week before, we literally did the exact same thing, except won. So, yeah, generally. I wouldn't say we're a top 3 nation, because obviously you'd kind of go All Blacks, then you would maybe make a case for Ireland or Australia, and then maybe you would kind of throw the rest of them in. But nah, I would kind of go All Blacks, All Blacks, Ireland, maybe South Africa after that, then maybe Scotland. It'd be a toss-up between Scotland and... No, Scotland fourth. I'd put them fourth. I'd put them fourth. I'm going to stick with that, that's for sure. But Let me actually... Because what were all the Union scores? So actually have a wee look at that before I boost for the night. These were all like the last games. This is what I was talking about in the last one against France. That was a really good game. Like they were, what was it, 24-3 or 24-5 or something up, and then it like absolutely popped off. But yeah, Georgia are a good side. They beat the US the last time out, so we played them there. PJ beat England. Ha 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 ha! Get it up them. That makes me happy. And yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, how the fuck did New Zealand get that crap? Okay, yeah, maybe South Africa are the third best nation. I might take that back. Although we play, and Italy play Japan as well, so that's the other game. Yeah, top 4 or 5. I see, after seeing that scoreline there, yeah, I'd put South Africa in third and maybe put Scotland fourth, maybe fifth if you're trying to debate between us and England. It's good when you have like a family bond that you can do with stuff like that, man. That's quite cute. And then Ireland play some more. That will be a very good game, actually. Because Ireland's rugby team, no ball. I don't fucking mind what the last score was, but I know they were 33-17 against the Italians. We tend to run relatively close affairs, but we average about 30 points. That's the big thing for us. We average about like roughly close to 30 points. So if we keep up against Georgia, yeah, we should win, realistically. That'd be nice. I know Japan do have a couple of alright players as well, but I mean, think about it. I mean, their women's team, the Japanese women's team, I know they're fucking fierce. I've seen like multiple clips of how they actually like burrow. It's incredible. We beat France in the game before that by the skin of their teeth. I know both of them are comeback games. That's the thing. Like that game. Where is it? Like we were 21. Was it 21-7, and then pulled it back to win. Like honestly, Finn Russell, such an underrated player. Honestly, outside of Scotland, Finn Russell is incredible. Same with Van der Velde as well. He's just, we're very lucky to have him. Let's say that much. But there's definitely a lot to play for. I mean, Georgia, they don't have any faces that I'd be able to call off the top of my head. Rugby isn't my main sport by any means. I just kind of keep up with it whenever I see it's on, kind of thing. What channel is the Scotland game? Hold on, I'll go and find this because obviously I don't want BBC on my. Let's see. It is on. Yeah, because I had to load up the Independent. No offense. Like the Independent. Just give me the fucking. Viewers and can watch it on Amazon Prime, so it's on Amazon. That's a bit fucking cringe. Why not just put it on BBC? Roop. Okay, now Mantile. Computer is just freezing. Hello. Why is it doing this? Let me just switch screens. Hopefully that stops it for like breaking and blustering. There we go. Fixed. There we go. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, Chief. Bad busyness shit, man. You might want to give yourself a chance to relax with that. I need to get ready to boost relatively soon so I can go and maybe consider watching them. I might not be able to watch the first, I'd say about half an hour because I need to go and do all the VOD editing and stuff like this, but yeah, by all accounts, this stream did very well. Yeah, it's not receiving enough video. How is this not enough video? Right. Just put it on the now here. Well, let me... everything's good in Jambo. Have any of you got any more questions of that before we boost? Because I know some of you will probably want to go and watch your rugby, but for anyone that's just in chat loitering about, nearly 30 people about half an hour after the game's done, so thank you for sticking around. It's very nice of you. But if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, by all means, doesn't even need to be sport related. This is just chill time now. Well, our group is hard, isn't it? Because it's Ireland and is it? Yeah. I wouldn't say semis. It depends. Oh fuck, man, it really depends. Like if we get out of that group, then yeah, semis absolutely 100%. I think it's doable, especially if you can prove that you can beat teams that are as good as like Ireland very early on. But I kind of just go back to see the World Cup in 2015. That's the type of Scotland that I'm kind of getting the vibe of. Like they'll throw everything at this, but there'll be some weird kind of decision or just weird passage of play that fucks it for Scotland, because that's exactly how we lost the games against, how we lost the last game against France, I should say. Literally just one basic error that just kind of knocks off and fucks with the rest of the way that we set up. But I think, yeah, maybe a semis, Kyle. It'd be a toss-up. Yeah, just get further than England, essentially. Just be one of the last British teams standing. If you can be the last British team standing, it bodes well for you, realistically. So that's the one I'm on there. St Murrayfield would make it even better. Well, there you go then. So it's definitely doable then, 100%. I'm going to get ready to wrap this one up. So yeah, for those that are curious, that was the full-time score of the day. Celtic couldn't really get the job done. If you're watching this as the VOD, hopefully I should have the VOD up relatively soon after this. I've had it recording along the whole side, so it should just be straight up alongside and afterwards. But, you know, if you're watching this as a VOD, thank you for watching this as a VOD. I'm not sure why. If you're a Celtic fan watching this, you're most likely a Rangers or St Johnstone fan, just seeing how I'm reacting to stuff. But vibes anyway, we move. As the England game kicked off, it finished, Nate. They lost to Tonga. England rugby. Or Fiji, I should say, sorry. What the fuck am I thinking of Tonga? Oh, Tonga were playing Canada. That was the other game. Yeah, England lost 22-30 to Fiji. But there you go, I guess. Let me just fix all that up. But there you go. So, yeah, that one is literally underway in a minute, so I'm going to get ready to bounce off and go. But yeah, 30-22 it ended. But thank you for watching, thank you for coming along, thank you for supporting the stream. This one did very well. If you want to see more stuff like this, then literally just click on my description. You'll be able to open up a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of VODs for all of this, basically all of last season, but also a lot of video stuff as well. There's a video on our new signing Lagerbilke if you want to watch it, as well as other things if that's what you want to do as well. But thank you for watching, thank you for coming along. Celtic have not done us too great today, but by all accounts, no complaints at all. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to come along. Celtic are the best goddamn team in the world. We'll see you next week for the Old Firm. Until then.